The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Aaron Glenn is ranked where in Fox Sports NFL head coach hot seat rankings? We'll break down Glenn's ranking and what it means for the New York Jets. Dylan Tereman's going to join me. A lot to discuss. The Jake Asman Show. Guess what? It starts right now.
I let the organization down, and I let the players down, and that burns me. It really does. This season's on me, and we're going to work our ass off to get this shit exactly where it needs to be.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Before we get going here, click the like button. That is the thumbs up icon. And make sure if you haven't, you are subscribed to the channel. We are approaching 44,000 subscribers. So thank you to all the Asmaniacs out there who continue to tune in and day out. We cannot do this without you. A reminder that at the end of today's stream, we're going to raffle away a signed helmet by Armand Membu. So you have till the end of this show to enter for your chance to win. And when you enter for the Membu helmet, you also will be qualified for our 3 weekly signed prizes that we will raffle away during tomorrow's show. With that, we say hello to our guy, Dylan Tereman, who I last saw in person down in Mobile at the Senior Bowl. DT, you got a bone to pick with Dom C. I got both of you guys these giant Senior Bowl flags, and you told me off air that you never got the one that I left for you? Come on.
Yeah. I guess I either dropped the ball or Dom happened to just grab both. So I appreciate you looking out for me and grabbing me one. But yeah, it's not in my possession, or else it would be somewhere on this background. But it feels like, dude, I said it to you this morning. It feels like it's been a month since we saw each other in Mobile. I know it's only been like 2.5 weeks, but God, it's like time is going so slow now that we're in the off season.
Yeah, man, things just happened in a fury when we were down there, and now we're kind of waiting for the combine. We do have the Jets finalizing their coaching staff that we could certainly get into. I'm curious your thoughts on, of course, the DC positioning, right? Duker now in place. We know Reich in place on offense. They finalized the assistant coaches. So we'll get into that in just a bit. I'd be remiss if I don't shout out Oregon Jets, who before we even get going here, became a channel member. He hit the join button and he entered himself in the raffle. Let's go, baby. Hit it, Fireman Ed.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
That's right. We're getting crazy on this show. DT, I'm going to put up the rankings here. The full article could be viewed on foxsports.com. But Ralph Vacchiano, longtime NFL reporter, put together his top 10 NFL coaches that are on the hot seat going into 2026. And number one is the head coach of the NYJ, Aaron Glenn. We'll go from 10 to 1. Number 10, Brian Schottenheimer of the Cowboys. Number 9, Matt LaFleur of the Packers. Number 8, Dan Quinn of the Commanders. Number 7, Kevin O'Connell of the Vikings. Number 6, Shane Steichen of the Colts. Number 5, Zach Taylor of the Bengals. Number 4, Dave Canales of the Panthers. Number 3, Todd Bowles of the Bucks. Number 2, Nick Sirianni of the Eagles. And at number 1, the head coach of your New York Jets, the great Aaron Glenn.
Just don't let go of the rope.
DT, your initial reaction to the list is what?
Well, we finally are at the top of some kind of power rankings with the Jets, right? Like, this is never the one you want to be on top of, but it's very fitting. Obviously, it feels like he's been the betting favorite since the end of the season, since probably week 16 of last season, to be the first coach fired, or at least to have the hottest seat. Now, looking at the rest of this list, I think I love Nick Sirianni at 2. Put the pressure on Philadelphia. What's going on over there is super weird. Just a ton of weird vibes coming out of there. So Sirianni being 2 is crazy. I don't blame, 3 or 4 for being on this list. The NFC South is so winnable that you can always just have a new coach and just have the advantage. Dan Quinn needs to be higher on this list, in my opinion. Like I would probably put Dan Quinn at 2 and then Sirianni at 3 and like just kind of go down from there. And then there's a guy on here, and I'll let you guess who it is. This guy does not deserve to be on the list whatsoever. And I'm a truther for his brother, and he does not deserve to be on this list whatsoever.
Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, what I don't get it. Like that, if they did it this year, he would have been the best candidate to be a head coach immediately, and the Packers also would have been the most attractive job. So like, it always made sense to try to bring Matt LaFleur back. It doesn't make sense to ever let go of somebody like that, at least in my opinion. I know they have their shortcomings in the playoffs, but I mean, you can't really argue with like 4 through 7 on this list. And like, Jake, what if I told you Aaron Glenn got fired and numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7 were candidates to be the Jets head coach in 2027? Like, you probably wouldn't hate it, right?
No, not at all. And again, we'll get to Glenn in a moment because I got some thoughts on this, but
Sure.
Specifically with the other names on the list, I think it's ridiculous for Dave Canales to be on here. He just took the Panthers to the playoffs and they had below average quarterback play for most of the year. I think Canales is a really good coach. He overachieved, I thought, with that team. I mean, the Panthers were thought to be the worst team in football 2 years ago. No one wants that job, right? Well, he got them to the playoffs by the end of his second year. So I think Canales should not be on this list. Zach Taylor should be higher, but the reason why he's probably not is because the owner's cheap, but I believe his contract runs out. So maybe they wouldn't technically fire him. He would just not be renewed. Steichen's an interesting one. I don't know if he'd be 6 if I really sat down and went through this. And I think Dan Quinn should be a lot higher, right? Dan Quinn moves on from Cliff Kingsbury. They have the great year 1 together with Jaden Daniels. This year, they were a disaster. I could easily see Dan Quinn, if they have a bad year, being canned, and they'd bring in a new coach to try and maximize the window they would have with Jaden Daniels on his rookie deal. Shoddy being at 10. I mean, Jerry's usually pretty patient with coaches. Again, it's an interesting list because Glenn aside, and they got it right at number 1, there's no doubt. But Glenn aside, you had 10 turnovers or 10 franchises turnover coaches this past year. And then the previous cycle, you had a bunch of new head coaches. So, you know, you're looking at a league where over half the league as a coach in year 1 or year 2. So almost by default, you have really good coaches like Kevin O'Connell on this list and Matt LaFleur, who just got an extension on this list, which feels crazy.
Yeah, and truthfully, that the list could have stopped at 8. LaFleur and Schottenheimer, like you pointed it out. I feel like those are not necessarily going to like be candidates to actually be on a hot seat. Again, Matt just got the extension. But yeah, I guess what you said about Canales, kind of like the counter argument would be, because there's always so much turnover at the head coaching position. Obviously, we think there's going to be less than the 10 openings in 2027 or going into 2027, but that gives me more reason where if like Canales is like just so, even if he is performing above expectations for what the Carolina Panthers are, if one of those hot offensive names comes available and they think, oh, we can, you know, the NFC South is so winnable right now with the Falcons, the Bucks, the Panthers, and I don't know why I'm blanking on the 4th team. But the Saints, thank you. Like that is the most winnable division in football right now. So like 9-8 or 8-9 got them into the playoffs this year and they performed over expectation. But I do think that he should be on the list because they have such an easier path to the playoffs by winning the South. And that's why the Bucks are on the list too. And Todd Bowles, there was a reason for him to be fired at the end of this past season because of how the way things ended in Tampa Bay, and their coaching staff has kind of gotten a lot of turnover as well. So the list ultimately makes sense 1 through 8 with the names that are on it. But yeah, if I sat down and made up my own, the only thing that I'd probably agree with Ralph is number 1 is Aaron Glenn.
And that's the thing, right? Let's talk about Glenn specifically. Is anyone surprised that Aaron Glenn is number 1 on this list? Again, a lot of people around the league thought Aaron Glenn was going to be fired. Other than Hugh Jackson, you can't find a coach who fired both his coordinators after year 1 over the last 20-something years. So Glenn is definitely on the hot seat. I understand that, oh, well, Jake, they're rebuilding. Look at all the trades they made and now all the future picks. But that actually hurts Aaron Glenn's argument for staying a year from now if they don't show real improvement, because the job would be attractive for the next coach to come in and pair that guy up with the top quarterback in the draft a year from now. So Glenn should be number 1. I mean, they started 0-7 when they were trying to win. Their 3 wins in year 1 were against 3 backup quarterbacks. There's no clear plan for what the foundation of the team is supposed to be after he said year 1 was all about laying the foundation. Well, you had a 50% staff turnover and 2 new coordinators on each side of the ball. So look, there were people that were shocked Glenn wasn't fired after year 1. I did a radio interview in Baltimore talking about John Harbaugh last week at the Super Bowl. And they asked me about both New York teams. And they said, you know, who do you think the Jets are going to hire as their head coach? I go, well, they kept Aaron Glenn. And they just assumed that he was just going to be gone next year. So, like, it's just that's the feeling outside of like maybe the bubble we live in as Jet fans. And I think there's a lot of Jet fans who think that Glenn's not going to even make it through this upcoming year. So he should be number one on this list. And that's why getting off to a good start, if you're Aaron Glenn, it is imperative, man. You heard Harrison Phillips say on this show that the Jets have had this culture of losing. When you don't win, it's that here we go again. Well, that's why you got to win some games early next year so Glenn can maybe get some buy-in that what he's doing, these changes he made to the staff, the coordinator hires, him taking over the defense, et cetera, are actually working. Getting off to a good start in 2026 is imperative if you're Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that Harrison came out and said that at Radio Row. And he said it a couple times, right? I know he said it with you, but he also said it with Richie. And I remember doing a video on my channel week 4. I think that was the first Miami game, right? That was, I think, week 4, right after we got back from Tampa Bay. I did a video because somebody put out an article. I believe it was Samini. Maybe it was somebody else on the beat. But it literally said, in quotes, "Here we go again," as a quote from the locker room. And I was like, this needs to go. Like, this has to be wiped out of the building. And I'm not saying AG is not trying to do that. But when it comes to this list in the hot seat, yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's a no-brainer that he's the number one on the hot seat, considering everything leading up to the end of last season and going into this season. You fire, Steve Wilkes, which we knew was coming, obviously, week 15. And then the whole thing with Tanner Engstrand is just weird. And perhaps you get into an upgrade with Frank Reich slightly, right? Maybe it's a net neutral and it's kind of the same. The only thing I'll say is Frank Reich can at least adapt mid-game, where I felt like Tanner Engstrand was never able to really adapt his game plan on the fly. So it's going to be tough. And I don't disagree with him being number one. I don't disagree with anybody that says he should be gone or should have been gone. I'd be okay with it. But at the end of the day, if they're going to start the season with him, please just finish it with him, unless there is a guy not in football right now, perhaps a Gruden or somebody like that, who says, I will take this job tomorrow if you fire Aaron Glenn in October.
J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
John Gruden, huh? Rex Ryan, Seth's already on the staff now?
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. Somebody outside of football that could immediately come in and work. That would be the pivot, not okay, we're going to promote Frank Reich as the interim. I wouldn't want to do that. So just ride out the whole season with Aaron Glenn, for better or worse, right? And to most people's point, hopefully they don't get a quarterback so that the new coach can get the rookie quarterback, and then you have a rookie head coach and quarterback growing together like everybody seems to want.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're giving away an Armand Membu signed helmet at the end of the show. For those who tuned in late, you can rewind and see the full list as we react to Fox Sports' Ralph Vacchiano's list of the top 10 coaches on the hot seat. And Mr. Don't Let Go of the Rope is number one on said list.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Don't let go, baby. Don't let go. A couple people became channel members. You want to enter the raffle yourself, you can hit the join button, sign up, support the show that way. It's a huge help, and appreciate everyone who continues to do so, even in the off season when revenue typically is down. But hey, when you're a Jet Talk show host, guess what? Revenue could be up because we're all pumped about free agency and all the draft capital the Jets have. Tom is in the raffle for one. Thank you, Tom. So is Ozzie Fullers. Both of you are gentlemen and scholars.
Get your heads out of your asses.
That's right. Everyone else, become a member. Let's go. Carlos, super chat, cuts the line. Let's give AG our support. Hopefully we can acquire Derek Carr. So this is a two-parter. One, yes, we're rooting for Glenn to be good and turn things around. If you're a real Jet fan, you should be. Now there's the Derek Carr aspect of this. Where are you at with Carr? Because I'm very lukewarm on the idea of we got Derek Carr. We're set at quarterback now. We got our bridge guy.
I wish I could borrow one of your hands so that I can give 3 thumbs down to Derek Carr. Truthfully, I didn't want him in 2023. He suffered at least 4 or 5 different injuries since 2023, had to retire. I don't know what's going on with his shoulder. I don't care that he loves Aaron Glenn. I don't care that he loves Jets fans because Henry Ruggs torched the fake Lamar Jackson on Cover Zero 5 years ago. I don't care about any of that stuff. Derek Carr to me is the biggest no. And I would just much rather that this is where I say, let's just go get Gardner Minshew. And I've been the anti-Gardner Minshew guy all off season. I would take Gardner Minshew over Derek Carr as my quarterback in 2026.
I mean,
I'm so off it.
what about Carr are you the most down on, though? Because statistically, if you look at his numbers, they're not as bad as what the perception of what you're saying is.
No, yes. we're gonna pull the string and we're gonna say the line. He'd be the second or third best quarterback in Jets history if he came to the Jets. Sure, by a sheer numbers perspective, he would be. Derek Carr has terrible ball security, especially as a runner. Like, I've seen him fumble at the goal line for a touchback at least 3 times in his career. And I don't think he puts the ball in a good spot to help his wide receivers. Michael Thomas hates him. Chris Olave hates him. There are several, there's probably other guys in that Saints building that have said similar things that just aren't public. But when your 2 best receivers are saying those types of things, I'm just truly out on it. And I get it. You could do the whole, well, in Oakland, he had Musgrave in 25 and he had 32 touchdowns and whatever. Like, that's fine. The dude gets sacked a ton of times. You're showing the numbers here. That's a ton of sacks, and he suffers injuries. And I don't know what's up with his shoulder, but it's just a hard no for me. It's a hard no for me on Derek Carr.
I'm not as down on it as some, because beggars can't be choosers, given what we just watched this past year. But I don't want to just bring in Carr and say, well, Derek Carr, you're the guy. That's it. Like, I don't care if he likes Aaron Glenn and Bill Musgrave was his play caller a decade ago. That sounds a lot like Aaron Rodgers won an MVP with Nathaniel Hackett. Like, it's not relevant anymore going forward. I just think ultimately, if you bring in Carr, you need another veteran in that room, because Carr is injury prone. And the fact that he was out a year because of an injury and retired, that doesn't make me feel better that he's magically going to come to the Jets, where quarterbacks are just notoriously healthy, as we know.
Yeah, I'm so like, if you're just going to go with the 35 plus quarterback, just go all in on Kirk Cousins. And if he does the same thing he did to you in, 2019, then sure, so be it, whatever. It doesn't matter. At that point, you pivot to the younger guy who could potentially be here for more than one season. Like, how much are you even getting out of Derek Carr in terms of like longevity, right? Like, I don't want to have a Derek Carr, like you said, have to go get a backup like a Tyrod Taylor plus. Like, you're not going to just have Taylor as your backup. And then you're probably still drafting a rookie in that instance too. Like, that does not inspire a ton of confidence. How many games are you getting out of, like, somebody said Carr an hour? Like, shoot me now. Like, please. Like, I would be watching so much 2027 draft film in May, Jake, if that is the quarterback room, I promise you. And Dom said the same thing too. So I think it's funny that we're on the same page. We will have a top 1,000 prospect list if Derek Carr is the coach or the quarterback of this team. And I love Bill Musgrave. Don't do this to go get Derek Carr, right? We got Nathaniel Hackett in 2023 to help lure Aaron Rodgers here. Please don't try and do this again with
at least Rodgers made sense. He won an MVP a year and a half prior. Derek Carr was retired last year.
Yes. No, none of it makes sense. And like I said, I wasn't about it in 2023. And that picture in the restaurant with Martini Nate, like, it made me so mad that they were even thinking about it. So I hope they don't think about it again. Like, how many times do we have to try to make Derek Carr a thing before it's just not going to work?
Derek Carr, another Jet quarterback that'd be rocking, at least in this Photoshop here, the number 7.
Same as Fields. That you'll probably get the similar reaction from the fan base after week 6.
You have a Justin Fields jersey, DT, a signed Fields jersey. Maybe you could get it to, you can make someone change it to a card jersey or something. I don't know.
Could you imagine if they did that? Then you have a Justin Fields signed card jersey. I don't know. I guess I just have to say I'm 0 for 2 on jerseys on this show. Just sign Justin Fields in a white Sauce Gardner jersey.
Super chat from the big fella.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Let me tell you, the big fella's crazy. He's in the Armand Membu signed helmet raffle for 5. Let's go, big fella. Put me in the raffle. DT, Derek Carr or Will Levis? I agree with hospital ball Carr. Hell no. All right. Big fella's question. Derek Carr or will I put mayo in my coffee, Levis?
Oh boy, big fella. I just said it about Gardner Minshew. I guess I'll have to double down and say Will Levis, and I'd absolutely hate it. But again, I'd rather Will Levis in the quarterback room with like a Ty Simpson than Derek Carr. I don't know. I just can't. Nothing about Derek Carr makes me happy. So give me Jake Asman for quarterback over Derek Carr.
Derek Carr or Diego Pavia?
Fuck, Derek Carr. Derek Carr.
You love Pavia. Come on.
No, because then we have literally Jake Asman back there in terms of measurables. So it's like it's not conducive for success. Either way, we're marching for Arch. Sell the shirts. I'm on the bandwagon.
Will you buy? All right. How about this? Will you buy a shirt March for Arch from jakeasman.com if the Jets move is to sign Derek Carr.
Yeah, you got me doing a lot this offseason. I got to squeeze lemon juice in my eye if we get Mekhi Lemon. Now I have to buy a March for Arch shirt. I guess we're doing it. Screw it.
We're doing it, baby. All right, let's talk about the draft now, DT, because you're studying all the prospect film. We're going to get you on for the draft megacast like we did last year. What's your feel right now? You, of course, can change your opinion based on the combine and all the news that happens from now and then. But right now, the draft word today, what's your prediction for who the Jets, not what you would do, who the Jets will take at 2 and 16?
I think at 2, it's one of the edge guys. I'm not going to put a name on it. Obviously, we know who the 3 are: Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, David Bailey. I'm not going to solidify a name there, but I do think they are going to go edge if they stick and pick. I don't think they have the ability to trade out. Is somebody really going to come up for one of those guys? I doubt it. So I'd say if they're sticking and picking at 2, it's edge. At 16, it's really a wild card, and I'm really intrigued by this. I just watched Olavavega Leone, the guard from Penn State, and I really liked his tape. I watched a ton of ass and legs guys yesterday. Caleb Banks, Leone, there was another one, Caden McDonald. I watched all the trench guys at 16. So
you said you watched ass yesterday?
I watched ass yesterday.
Well, calm your freaky down.
Yes, I did. So all the trench guys, I would say, are in play at 16. I don't think the wide receivers are going to be there, although Daniel Jeremiah had his mock draft come out and Carnell Tate made it to 16. So perhaps they think Carnell Tate is going to slip, maybe a Mekhi Lemon slips or a wide receiver in general, because I don't want to do Denzel Boston at 16, right? I don't want to do Casey Concepcion at 16. I would much rather go Leone from Penn State, the guard, or a defensive tackle. And I don't really love going edge defensive tackle in this draft. I would prefer they use at least one of these picks on offense. And you know me, I said it at Radio Row with you and Richie, and you laughed at me. But I would trade up from 16 and get Ty Simpson if you had to. Obviously, if you could stick and pick Ty Simpson at 16, I would do it. But yeah, I'll go edge at 2, and then a trench player at 16, whether it's D tackle or O line, and the splash play is Ty Simpson, who right now has the 4th best odds to be the number 2 pick.
Ty Simpson does?
Yeah, it's Arvell Reese minus 150. Ruben Bain plus 450, so a huge difference. David Bailey at plus 550, and then Ty Simpson down at 4 is 20-1.
Ty Simpson
at 365.
Ty Simpson's under 6'2", I believe, right?
He is. I think he's listed at exactly 6'2", so we'll have to see confirmed at the combine.
He's under the Frank Reich standard of what he looks for in a quarterback. I wonder how that would impact him.
He's at the very bottom of the threshold. Garrett Nussmeier technically doesn't fit because he's 6'1", 206. So the weight would fit, right? I know he said 6'2" to 6'5". I'm sure if they loved Nussmeier at 6'1", they would do it. So they'd probably say the same thing about Ty. But if Ty came in at 6 foot and 3/4, probably not.
Ty Simpson at 16, I still don't love it, but I could at least accept it and rationalize it. If they take him at 2, shoot me in the face.
Yeah, it's not a really, and I know Green Bean said if you're going to take him at 16, just try to take him at 2. I'd say that if it was 8. If we were picking 8 and 2, I'd say, yeah, don't wait till 8, take him up at 2, because that's a big not as big of a difference, but 2 to 16 is such a big drop off to me where I don't know, ESPN had an article with I think 10 or 11 first round draft grades. So that's a really low amount for this draft class. And I understand it's not comparatively as good as 2025 or possibly 2027, but picking at 16, you're probably getting somebody that does not have a first round grade unless, the Jets fall in love with 16 players, right? I don't think they're going to get a guy with a first round grade. So if Ty Simpson falls to you there, it makes a big difference compared to avoiding or, going away from a blue chip talent at defensive end. I would take Reese, Bain, or Bailey in probably a different order, but I would take any of those guys over Ty Simpson. But would I take Ty Simpson over Peter Woods? Probably. Would I take Ty Simpson over Denzel Boston? Yeah, I would do that. When you get to that level at 16, the numbers of who's going to be there are just not in your favor where you can take the swing at quarterback.
Super chat from the Tennessee Heisman. He's in the raffle. Actually, no, he's not. Hennessy, your broke ass is not on the raffle. It's got to be $5, and I'll get you a raffle ticket. I thought it was 5. My apologies, Henny. I do love you, but rules are rules. Newsflash, Dylan, the options aren't very good.
Yeah, he said this in a normal chat, and I was trying to like get to it on the fly when we were talking about Derek Carr and the quarterback options. They aren't good, and that's why I am more of the mindset of I don't mind trading up 3-4 spots to get ahead of the Rams to get a Ty Simpson because you're taking a swing at quarterback. Like, I'm cool taking a swing at quarterback when you just don't have one, and there's not going to be a good path to getting one, even if you got a Malik Willis. I don't think that's like, oh, we got the quarterback room set, we're good off 6 games. Right? Like, I don't think that's enough of a sample size for Malik Willis even. So yeah, the options aren't going to be great. Like, we're swimming in the waters of Marcus Mariota. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not going to be fun.
I mean, could you see the path where they actually were to spend big money on Willis after they tried it with Fields? I mean, Willis comes over from LaFleur, got to sit and learn, kind of like Darnold. He learned from Shanahan. They got a chance to play with O'Connell. Now, I'm not saying Frank Reich is anywhere close to the level of offensive mind as those guys, but could you see the Jets taking a big swing on Malik Willis?
I wouldn't mind it. He's 6'1", 225, and I know we're like all going to focus in on the height and weight for the quarterback, but outside of that, he plays within the pocket with the running element. So if you're telling me Frank Reich likes the pocket passers who can drop back and read a defense, Aaron Glenn kind of likes the guy who can run around a little bit. You fuse those together, maybe that does come out in a Malik Willis. So I still think you would have to figure out a backup plan, because I don't think you could just say, oh, it's Malik Willis and that's it. Like, Malik Willis and Brady Cook is your quarterback room. Like, you're probably still going to have to spend on a mid-tier free agent or maybe a 4th round rookie, right? Like, who is the 4th round guy? Is it going to be like Klubnik, Aller, like Pavia is going to be like a late day 3 guy, but like, is that the room? I don't know. Like, that's okay to me, but I still think Malik Willis has to come with one other person to like round out the room, not just Malik Willis on his own.
You need some insurance if he's not the guy and he's just a product of the Green Bay system. That I agree. How about Malik Willis, Tyrod Taylor, and a day 2 or a day 3 pick?
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I wouldn't do it in round 2 with our natural picks that we have right now. 44 is too high for Nussmeier. And I mean, Chambliss has been begging to go back to school, and now it seems like he's just going to be dragged into the NFL, whether he likes it or not. I wouldn't take him at 33 or 44. I know it's like take the swing, like I just said about Ty Simpson, but I think the difference between Ty Simpson and a Chambliss and Nussmeier is just, to me, it's like they're way apart. They're on different tiers. So I would take a guy at 103, whoever that best guy is. Like, if for some reason Nussmeier falls to 103, I think that would be a dream pick.
Nussmeier at 103. So that'd be the 4th round?
That's the 4th rounder. Yeah. So you'd have Nussmeier, Malik Willis, and Brady Cook. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't love it, but I'm okay with it.
Well, one of the things
you said Tyrod Taylor too as the backup.
Yeah. So. Well, one of the things they could do is they could potentially trade out of 33 or 44 and get a 3rd in the trade down, and then take a Nussmeier in that round if they don't think he's going to make it to 103.
Yeah, I think they have to get creative, both at picks 16 and with the combinations of 33 and 44. Like, if they're going to trade, like hypothetically, they trade up from 16 to get another like wide receiver like Carnell Tate at 8 or something like that with the Saints, then you have to do something at 33 and 44 to get picks between 44 and 103, because that is a long wait. That's like, I can't count, 59 picks. So that's a lot of like time to wait. That's almost 2 full rounds of not picking anybody. So you definitely want to get somebody in like that 65 to 85 range. And then, yeah, you could feel a little bit better about a Chambliss or a Nussmeier with one of those picks.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Boomtown says, Dylan, I was told the Jets must be on absolute drugs to not take Sellers at number 2 this year. Care to comment?
The Jets must be on absolute drugs to not take Sellers at 2 in 2027, Boomtown, is what I'll say. No, drugs are bad. Stay off drugs. And that'll lead you to this take, which is Lenore Sellers at 2 in a year where he completely crumbled in the offense and should have transferred out and decided to stay anyway. God bless him. I hope for his sake that the offense at South Carolina is much better, because I can't stand to watch it anymore either.
Nora Sellers, another example of when you project ahead on certain quarterbacks, you just never know.
It's not even Allen's worst take. He said Anzalone would only come here on a double-digit deal on Boy Green's show. And I'm like, dude, come on. He's like
Allen's
30.
boycotting this show. He never explained why, but he says he's never calling it again, which no one believes, but I'll play along.
Allen probably boycotts my show.
Henry Gray checking in. Best bet. Who's the starting quarterback week 1?
Oh, that's so tough, man. I don't want to copy Joe Caporoso, but like I would just say Marcus Mariota because he's a free agent. You don't have to like trade for him.
You said that on my show last week. Is that the interview you're referring to?
Yeah, and then he repeated it on his show. But like it just makes the most sense because like I can't hypothetically say they're going to trade for a backup quarterback like Jameis Winston, right? So I'll just default to a guy who's available. And Mariota, to me, I mean, he went 2-6 as the starter of the Commanders. So we're clearly marching for Arch with that type of pick. But hey, just give me Mariota and let's roll.
I'm going to say Derek Carr.
Yeah, I want it to be Kirk Cousins.
Me
to
too,
answer your question, Henry, I want it to be
don't think
Kirk
Cousins is coming here. I think he'll have other options.
I think he'll have other options, but this is where being aggressive and actually having a decent staff like Reich and Musgrave with Kirk Cousins, like I said it on Radio Row, to Frank Reich, Kirk Cousins, Ty Simpson, like that inspires a ton of confidence to me for the here and now, and then for the future. I think Kirk won, what do you go, 5-3 down the stretch for Atlanta when Penix, like his leg exploded. So yeah, it's a tough one, but I would take Kirk Cousins all day. That would be my favorite answer.
Nick Shine writes in, Allen says he's not calling in anymore. As often as I said, I'm never drinking again when I was in my 20s, 30s, and half of my 40s.
Oh, that's rough, dude. I hope you're feeling better, Nick. But yeah, that's Allen's way. He just kind of says things that make you say, what the hell are you thinking? So
Get your heads out of your asses.
That's what we say to Allen.
pretty much.
Party with Peg and Artie in the house. Dom C has Simpson rated higher than Dart was last year. No way he's picked 2. We need to finish cleaning house. Losing mentality is real.
Yeah, I saw Dom C's rankings. He had Simpson at 26, but having him at 26 this year and say he had Dart at 30 last year, that does not technically mean that Simpson would be higher than Dart if they were in the same draft class. Last year's draft class was a lot deeper at the top, especially there's a lot more talent. So Dart being like whatever Dart was on his board. Now, if Dart was like 55 on Dom's board, and I don't remember what it was, maybe you have his database from last year, then it's a different conversation. But I would say that they're very, very closely ranked. I have Ty Simpson slightly ahead of where I had Jackson Dart in like my lifetime rankings of all players. I have Simpson slightly ahead of Dart, slightly ahead of Will Howard because I was very high on Will Howard last year, and slightly below Shadur Sanders. So I had Shadur as a first rounder, Simpson as a fringe first rounder, and then Dart and Will Howard were like a very high second rounder. But that means they're going to go in the first round because there's only 15 first round grades in most classes. I think Dom has 15 in this class.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Let's bring that up because Dom, I was waiting for him to tweet it so we could officially discuss it on the show because Dom's rankings are top secret. I got the full draft guide. I've been studying the players. Anytime someone asks me a question about a prospect, I always reference Dom's report to make sure I'm thinking of the same guy. But this was the Dom breakdown of his, let's see what he posted here. This is the top 50 for Dom. And if you see a name in red, that means they have a first round grade according to him. So he only has 15 guys, as you said, DT, of players worth the first round pick. Good news is New York Jets have 2 picks in the top 16, so they should be able to get 2 of these guys in theory.
Yeah, 100%. In theory, if they love 16 guys, they're going to get a guy with a first round grade. Using Dom's source, obviously he has Maui Noah, the tackle / guard from Miami at number 16, but everybody else above that, other than let's see, Spencer Fano, excuse me. I think Fano is the only player in red that I wouldn't take for the Jets at pick 16, obviously, or pick 2. Like there's a cutoff for pick 2, but like he has Vega Ioane at number 8. I have him, I think, at 11 So I'm totally cool with that at 16. Jordan Tyson, if he's the wide receiver that falls, I'm cool. David Bailey, I would take it 2. Mansour Delane, where do I have him? I have Mansour Delane at 12, right after the guard from Penn State. So we're pretty simpatico on that one. Mekhi Lemon, I have at 5. So like I would take Mekhi Lemon at 2. Fano, I haven't watched yet. Jermod McCoy, I have in the top 13. And Peter Woods, right outside my top 15 at 17. So Dom and I are pretty aligned on these. And I would take any of those guys in red for the Jets. And probably Caleb Banks or Akeem Mesidor as the non-red players at 16.
You have Lemon as your second best player?
No, Mekhi Lemon is 5. It goes Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, which I think is Dom's top 3. Yeah, that's Dom's top 3. And then I have Bailey, Lemon, Reese, Tate, Bain, Tyson Mendoza as my top 10. I'll take a screen grab and send it to you.
Lemon at 2. Would the Jets be nuts if they did that?
Apparently, because the odds rankings on Bet365 don't even have him listed.
What about the odds on FanDuel, the official sports book of the Jake Asman Show?
What? I don't, FanDuel is not legal here, unfortunately. I don't have access to it. So you would have to tell me those odds. But Mekhi Lemon on Bet365, and I'm sorry to not use that sponsor plug, but they don't have
That's
Mekhi
right.
Lemon.
FanDuel is the official sports book of the Jake Asman Show, Dylan.
I apologize, but Mekhi Lemon's not on this list, and it goes all the way down to Trinidad Chambliss at 75-1 at pick number 2, and Mekhi Lemon's not on there. So I don't think they would. I mean, maybe they don't think Mekhi Lemon's going to be the pick at 2, but I would do it in a heartbeat. He's the best wide receiver in the class.
I like him a lot. I don't think he's going to make it to 16. So if you want him, you're going to have to move up and get him.
Yeah, you don't pass on JSN twice, in my opinion.
Do you think he's going to be that level of player?
Yeah, he's so special, dude. The way he like attacks the blind side of DBs and like makes them have to do the whole speed turn every time, like his post corners and his corner post routes, those like double moves, that little shimmy. He's not like the greatest athlete. He just has a ton of toughness, ton of physicality. I really like his game a lot, and he can go up and get it. He plays above the rim for his 5'11", 195 frame. So he's my number 1 wide receiver at 5, and then I have Tate at 7, Tyson at 9. So I would take Tate at 2 as well.
Big fella checks in. DT, Jets talked to Taylor Green at the Senior Bowl, 4th or 5th round, question mark.
Yeah, I think 4th round is where it comes into play. Can you pull up the list of their draft picks again? I don't think I would do I wouldn't do it at 103, but 175, I mean, that's like a later 5th round pick, right? I mean, maybe with 175 he'll be there and you do it, but if you had to trade up from 175 to like 140, because again, holy crap, that is such a big gap of picks.
That's why they need to trade out of 33 or 44 and get extra picks.
They have 3 picks in the 131 selections.
And I mean, from 193 to the comp, these are projected comp picks. These aren't accurate to this point. Like those are worth nothing.
Those are throwaway picks. Yeah. Everything after 178 is probably like a throwaway pick where they're just going to take a guy with traits and don't expect a lot from them because hopefully the roster doesn't need them to be anybody right away. Like this is the Tyler Barons of the world is what you're getting here. But yeah, 175 and like if you can take that and 178 and get into like the late 150s for a Taylor Green, I would do it, big fella. I'm a fan of Taylor Green. I think he's like 6'6", 235, and the ball just kind of popped off his arm, in my opinion. Somebody said Field Yates thought Luke Altmaier was the best quarterback. A lot of people said Garrett Nussmeier was the best quarterback. I thought Taylor Green was the best quarterback all the days that I watched the quarterbacks, which was the first day and the last day.
Nick Shine, super chat. He cuts the line. Thank you for being a channel member, Nick. Jets luck, 1 quarterback. We pick 2nd, 15 first-round grades. We pick 16. Can't make this up. I love Dom, but Dom's rankings might not be the same rankings as Darren Muji's rankings.
Yeah, I would, and quite frankly, I would say that the Jets have less first-round grades than even Dom does. I think teams are way more like conservative with their first-round grades, 100%. I'm trying to pull up the ESPN article that has the first-round grades on it. But it was written in January. So this is before Dante Moore went back to school. They had Mendoza, Moore, Love, Tate, Sadiq, Mauigoa, Bain, Bailey, Woods, Reese, and Downs. So 11 players, and one went back to school. And you don't see Mekhi Lemon's name on there.
Is it just
Maybe
because
Mekhi Lemon
Lemon
slips. Maybe it's because of his size. It's because
was he
of his size.
5'11"?
Yeah.
So he's probably 5'10" then.
Maybe, but he's gonna. It's fine.
I love the player.
His separation metrics are his separation metrics are crazy. He's gonna be gone. Like if the Rams don't take him at 13, I think they're silly. Like to have Mekhi Lemon and Puka Nacua and probably not one more year of Devontae Adams, maybe. That's just silly. That's like the rich get richer in the draft.
B Spore with another follow-up on Taylon Green, who DT's a fan of. Your thoughts on Green? His size, really strong arm, could be a later round pick that could sit and learn the entire season. Not a huge investment as well. Thoughts? Again, I'm cool with whoever they want to take the swing on if it's not done in round 1. Now, I guess you could argue pick 33. Is that still too early for some of these guys? That's fair. My ideal scenario, again, is they're able to trade out of one of their spot in the second round, acquire a third, and that'd be the earliest I'd want them to take a swing on a quarterback.
Yeah, you got to hope that somebody falls in love with the 33rd pick. And whether it's a quarterback or whether it's not, like you almost need to be doing everything you can to get out of that pick unless somebody you absolutely love is there. And then you just try to trade down from 44. But yeah, Taylon Green, the only thing I'll push back on, and I've probably not talked about this enough myself, the whole sit and learn an entire season. Like we're the Jets, buddy. He's going to have to play at least 2 or 3 games. Like we saw it with Brady Cook. Like we know Taylon Green is playing games. Whoever the quarterback is has to play games in 2026. That's just the rules. I don't write them. I just enforce them.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Dylan Tereman hanging out with us. We're going to get to your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline as well. DT, before we do that, there was a report from CBS that Breece Hall, unlikely to be tagged via the franchise tag, but the transition tag could be an option. Your thoughts on Breece and his future with the Jets?
I would disagree that they should use the transition tag over the franchise tag, and I get it. There's different stipulations. Rich Samini did a really good flight deck episode talking about it, but transition tag, they have the right to first refusal. Hypothetically, the Chiefs offer him 4 for $60. I think that was the structure that Rich used as well. Like way out of the Jets price range, way longer than they wanted to sign him for. They have the right to first refusal. They don't get any comp picks for Breece Hall. So at that point, just spend $2 million more to do the franchise tag and figure it out. Like nobody's trading you 2 1s for Breece Hall. You know you're going to have him. So that's the only thing in my opinion. Like the dollars, if they're doing it solely to save $2 million, I don't like it. But I believe if I comprehended Rich correctly, they don't get a comp pick back in 2027 if they don't match the offer he were to get. Now, maybe nobody matches his offer, right? Who was it? Lamar Jackson. They put the transition tag on and nobody wanted him at the price tag that he was commanding. And then ultimately he went back to Baltimore. So I don't know if that's going to happen with Breece. Somebody's going to offer Breece money and they're going to try to make him their feature back. And the Jets are probably going to lose out and not get a comp pick.
Comp pick stuff, we'll get some information on that in the coming weeks. Typically, the NFL releases that. I don't know the exact date for that, though.
Well, it would be a 2027 comp pick anyway, because it would be next year. But it's silly.
Even this year, though, we don't know where the Jets comp picks are official.
Yeah, I know Morgan Moses garnered us a better comp pick because of some either playing time or something happened that it triggered that we're going to be higher with his comp pick. But yeah, if it's a matter of just $2 million different, I would just rather franchise tag him. And then you can even try to work out a long-term deal, right? You have until like mid-July to try to figure out something with him. So the window opens in like a week to franchise or transition tag. I wrote it down in my notebook, but then they have until I think it's March 3rd. So they don't have a ton of time once they sign the transition. So the transition tag is next Tuesday, the 17th, and then they have until March 3rd. So it's the day after the combine. That's the window they have to figure it out with Breece. And I would just say franchise tag him, and hopefully you work out like that plus 1 year deal to keep him here for 26 and hopefully 27 when we theoretically have the rookie quarterback.
B Spore. Or you know what? I read that one. My bad. B Spore. Thank you. I got you down on the raffle. Ralphie rocks. $5 super chats. We'll put you in for this show. So make sure you get in for a chance to win an Armand Membu helmet. This is the last show before tomorrow's raffle for the signed Mangled jersey, Revis helmet, and jersey by each member of the Sack Exchange. Gift the membership or put yourself in the raffle. Just hit the join button and become an official channel member. Ralphie says, do you think the Jets should trade up from 33 to the late first round to get another player with a 5-year option? This all depends, as there's a ton of sirens going off behind me, so I apologize. Poor timing on this. This all depends, DT, on one, if someone got murdered outside my building, because I can't believe how loud this is. And two, this all depends on whether or not they have a high grade on someone that's slipping that they feel they need to make the move back into round one to get. That's how they made them trade up to get Jermaine Johnson in 2022, if people remember that.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm using Daniel Jeremiah's mock as my template here because he has us taking Arvell Reese at 2. He has us getting Carnell Tate at 16. He fell. He basically said, he's like, one player has to fall, and Carnell Tate just seems to be the guy. Ty Simpson does not go in his first round mock. And this was posted January 26th. So a little bit has happened since then. Nothing really related to Ty Simpson. I would trade up back into the late mid 20s to get Ty Simpson. And you have Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, Ty Simpson as your top 3 in the first round. I would totally do that. But then you have to get creative at 44. You have to trade down and get more picks in that range that we talked about where they're just not picking for years.
Carlos checks in the raffle for 2. How about Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, and Tyrod as the 3 QBs, letting the Jets trade picks where it makes sense? 3 first-round picks in 2027. They could choose their next QB. You're not going to have a room of 3 vets like that. You'd have maybe Carr and Tyrod, Cousins and Tyrod, but there won't be any quarterback room with Carr and Cousins.
No, it's way too much money. And wouldn't you technically still have to trade for Derek Carr too? So like, yes. I'm not really a fan of it. I mean, yeah, 2 of the 3, like you said, could they get Carr and Taylor, Cousins, Taylor? Then yeah, you could definitely make it work. But that's the best thing, right? That's the coolest part about this offseason is like they have all the assets, they have draft capital, they have free agency dollars. Like nobody's really off the table until, they do the classic, I don't want to play for the Jets in like 2 months right before free agency starts.
Yeah, I think Cousins would be open to the Jets if that was his best option, but I think he's going to have other opportunities to play.
Yeah, I right now I don't have like what everybody's quarterback room situation looks like in front of me, so I can't speak on it. But yeah, you would assume Kirk Cousins would have options. But like, is Minnesota actually going to like get a guy in there to, play above JJ McCarthy, or are they going to try to go the route of like, we want somebody who's going to compete with JJ McCarthy, right? Because Kirk Cousins, wherever he goes, he should be the starter, even if it is in Minnesota. Like, he's not going there to compete with JJ, right? So,
well, if he did, he'd win the job easy.
Oh no, of course, yeah, exactly. But like, that's a slap in the face to Kirk Cousins to like for Minnesota, even if he wanted to go to Minnesota. Like, imagine the team that you wanted to go to that you've been a starter at already for and like done good things there, and they were like, yeah, we want you to compete with this guy who calls himself 9 and plays like a 0. Like,
is that where that 9 thing started? He refers to himself as 9.
Oh yeah, he gave himself the nickname. He's like, yeah, like pregame or something like that. He's like, I go into this mode where I become 9. I'm like, dude, that's so corny. Like, nicknames are never one that you give yourself. It always has to be given to you more because then you have no choice but to not like it.
You mean Big Daddy Cool is not a good nickname?
Jesus is real, and
Jesus is real. What are we just listening on?
I've been following this trend for 23 years.
Beast, you're on the air, buddy.
And that's what these motherfuckers don't get.
Whoa.
Excuse my language, but I'm to the point where that's it.
Hey.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Jesus is real and drops an MFer.
I've already made that loud and clear to them.
What have you made loud and clear, Beast?
No, you didn't cut me out. I'm in the chat, but here's the thing. I'm in the green room, but I have the camera off.
Oh, we know you do. He doesn't realize that he's on the air right now. I love it. He's probably on the phone with Gator, if I had to guess.
No, he's not yelling at me. I'm just laying down the hammer. That enough of the AI crap. You know, you
Enough
think
of the
this is all
AI
fun and
crap.
games and all this and this and this. You know, you better realize, you know,
Hey,
if you
fat
lose
boy,
me, you're
put
gonna
your
let
camera
the show go
on.
down
We're on
the
the
toilet.
air. This is AI God.
Nothing. No, he just, you know,
Fatty,
and he's just saying, oh, I can't do this, this. It's like,
fat
who
boy,
cares anymore? That guy is a.
you're on the air. You piece of.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna let Jake know in another email stating that
Oh boy.
Garen and I are not
Another
friends.
email.
We're, you know,
You're
we
not
can't stand each
together.
other because
Beast
basically,
now.
I
You
made my
don't
point
want
out clear.
that. Nobody
You know,
wants that.
I'm
I would have
Christian
wished that
man,
on
and
my
I'm not
worst
gonna buy this
enemy,
crap.
but I'm done.
Oh,
You want
boy.
it? Yeah. Oh, boy, little bit. Good little, yeah. Boy cat.
Now he's playing with little Joey.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at, hello there. Hello, little fella.
Are we sure it's little Joey?
Hey, kid. What you doing? He's a nice little guy.
He's talking about his
His Big Daddy Cool?
Kitty.
Is he talking about his Big Daddy Cool?
He's talking about Baby Beast, if you know what I mean. Beast, I am your father.
Oh, Trent. I just hope you get better, man, because
How about we might as well be on a cyclone in Brooklyn on the boardwalk, because this is how the game's going. Up and down, up and down. Can we get off already? Can we get off?
That's what it's like to have a phone call with the Beast.
Is there really a roller coaster in Brooklyn? Is that what he just said?
Coney Island.
Oh, okay. Never been.
One of these days, TT. One of these days.
I got to get there. I've been to MSG, but that's about it.
Well, we got to culture you more. Black Gypsy says, got to reschedule my beef with Gary for tomorrow. So, Gary, if you're out there, Black Gypsy has declared a rumble. It's supposed to be today, and apparently it will now be tomorrow.
Black Gypsy said flagpole 3:00. Be there, Gary.
I'm going to gift a membership right now. If you get one, you're in the raffle. I'll also do this because we've been low on memberships the last couple of shows here, and I want to add a new emoji that I think is going to be epic for the offseason, so I could use the Asmaniac company's help here. I'm going to gift the membership, but whoever gifts a 5-spot or higher will double it if you want in on the Armand Membu raffle. So one from yours truly was just gifted. It went to listener Iron Will, and with that, I hit this.
Can you hear me?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Good job.
One membership officially gifted. Enter the Asmaniac raffle for your chance to win the Membu helmet at the end of the program. Let's get to your calls now, shall we? Jets Jesus is up next. Hello, Jets Jesus.
What's up, fellas? All right.
He is real.
Yeah. The Beast calls like erased my mind. So I was thinking about a bunch of different things while you guys were going, but who knows how much I can remember from this. Dylan, I think with your number 7 jersey, Dylan, I think with your number 7 jersey, you need to start something new where you see how many different Jets you can get to sign a jersey that have worn that same number.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Because didn't Boomer wear 7?
He did.
I think that's correct. I also, fun fact, one of the houses I grew up in was right around the corner from where Boomer grew up.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. I was going to say Vic wore number 1 because he was number 7. Yeah, I can't think of any other ones. I know there's another quarterback that wore number 7, right?
Did Favre wear 7?
O'Brien, thank you. O'Brien.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Favre was 4. Yeah, he carried that
Favre
number
was 4.
over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the list of coaches on the hot seat. Glenn obviously has to be number 1. I think half the people I talk to that aren't Jets fans think that he did get fired.
Yep.
So there's no way that dude's not number 1. It cracks me up that Sirianni could probably be in that top 3 every season, even if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, just because Eagles fans are crazy.
Yes.
So that cracked me up. There's no way Canales should be on that list.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, like the fact that he had that team playing as well as he did, and he didn't even draft Bryce Young is.
Was their offense the reason though, or was it their defense?
But I think even
I know the offense played
with him
over
taking over,
expectations.
didn't it?
Well, Aziro Evero's the DC.
Bryce got better. And
no, I'm not saying he didn't. I felt like was it the defense that got them there? I don't remember. I didn't watch enough Panthers ball. Like I said, they outperformed expectations, but it's such a winnable division that, like, hypothetically, right? Matt LaFleur got fired. The Panthers are dropping Canales for Matt LaFleur before they do anything. You know what I mean? Like that type of scenario. So, like,
I mean, if LaFleur got fired, 50% of the team should drop their coach to his sign.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Him being on that list is ridiculous too.
Right. That was my only pushback on the NFC South, though. Is it so winnable that, like, anybody, literally Todd Bowles almost won it with the terrible end of the season that Tampa Bay had. So, like, yeah, it was more just the winnability in the division, and, like, if there's an obvious upgrade, you go. But I would say Canales should be way lower on the list. Like, Dan Quinn should be, I think Canales was 4, Dan Quinn should be 2, and Canales should be like 7 or 8. And then the cutoff should have been 8. There should not have been a 9 or 10. LaFleur and Schottenheimer just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, Schottenheimer had the Cowboys playing way better, even with their issues.
Yeah, they traded away their best player like minutes before the season started, and they still were okay. Like, obviously, we hate watched them, and we loved most of the hate watch, and then they got our guy Quinnen Williams, and it was like, damn, man, like, you don't want to hate watch Quinnen Williams, but, like, that's just where we're at. So yeah, I don't think Shoddy should have been on the list either.
We got 4 chances of a top pick next year if you think about it. Our own, Colts, Cowboys, and the Packers, because we get the better of whoever sucks more between the Cowboys and Green Bay.
And we play the Packers, so I
don't help your cause.
I don't think we play the Colts. I mean, it helps either way, right? Like, if the Jets season is going bad when we play the Packers, then, like, you'd probably want the Jets to just lose. But if we beat the Packers, then our natural pick is worse, but then our possible other pick is. But it's tough. Like, I think the Cowboys are going to finish worse than the Packers, if I'm just guessing right now.
Agreed. Yeah, I think so too. Especially now, I think the Giants, I mean, as long as they can stay healthy, they're going to do way better in that division, I think. Mm-hmm. And that'll probably knock the Cowboys down a few notches.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe a notch in the division or whatever.
Yeah, I could see them being, like, tied for 2nd or 3rd in the division, right? If the Giants do take that leap, which, I mean, I'm not entirely a fan of John Harbaugh's staff. I love John Harbaugh, the coach. But, like, on paper, the Jets' offensive coaching staff is just as good, if not better, than the Giants' coaching staff. Like, would you rather have Frank Reich or Matt Nagy? I'd rather have Frank Reich.
Yeah, I'd rather have Frank Reich.
And I was kind of shitting on Frank Reich. And I don't know who – oh, would you rather have Bill Callahan or Bill Musgrave as your quarterback's coach? I'd rather have
good
Bill
point,
Musgrave.
too.
Like, who would you rather have as your offensive line coach? Whoever the hell they have, or Steve Hyden? I'd rather have Steve
Brian
Hyden.
Callahan is who you're talking about.
Yeah, Bill Callahan is the offensive line coach. Brian is the quarterback's coach. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, I know. I think those are really good points.
Yeah, so, like, I actually think that the Jets on paper have a better offensive staff, but I do think the Giants will have better success with Harbaugh and everybody else and everything that's going on there.
Yeah, I think their floor comes way.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so wait, I lost my train of thought, so I'm going to go back to a previous. Oh no, I got it. Okay, so what I do really like about the.
Think, son, I need you to think.
But what I do really have hope for with Frank Reich coming in is one of the things that I hate about defensive-minded head coaches that we've seen so much in our defensive-minded head coaches is the way they choose their quarterback is this guy gave me trouble when I was trying to game plan my defense against them. Therefore, I want him to be my quarterback because now I think he's going to be awesome. I think it's the stupidest way of picking your quarterback for your team.
What do you look for in a quarterback? Like, what's an Aaron Glenn quarterback?
A winner.
We just got to find a winner, though, Jets. Jesus.
We just need a winner. My fault. We just need.
That's why we got rid of Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Right. Exactly.
Justin Fields, but I digress.
So with Frank Reich, I'm hoping that he has a decent say in what we do draft wise with the quarterback. I'm definitely on. I'm definitely a pick a quarterback later rather than sooner, and I really hope that we give no. I don't know. I don't think we should be giving up any future assets for whomever it is we bring in as our veteran / bridge quarterback. I think that's really important. I know a lot of the discussion early was like Derek Carr, and he's kind of been the hot name lately, but he's still technically with the Saints. So therefore you got to trade for him. Anybody that you got to trade for, in my opinion, shouldn't be happening. And I hope that whoever we take a swing on, ideally late, would be somebody that is more so selected by Reich than by Glenn.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. I would hope that Aaron Glenn saying he brings in a guy like Frank Reich and Bill Musgrave because they're going to have X% of the influence on who the quarterback is. Obviously, Glenn is going to be the top of the food pyramid or whatever, and he's going to have probably final say. But is Aaron Glenn's voice 80% of the quarterback conversation, or is it more like 35% of the conversation? And then you have Frank Reich and Darren Muji and obviously Bill Musgrave's hands and voices in this decision-making process as well. I would lean towards the latter, that it's less, right? That it's less percentage on Glenn, even if he does have the final decision, especially when it comes to quarterback.
I agree with that. I think he's going to heavily lean on Reich, which is one of the reasons why Reich probably took the job, because he feels like he'd have full autonomy, not full autonomy, but a major say in the position, not just the veteran guy they bring in, but have Frank Reich evaluate all these quarterbacks and see if they find a guy that could be a day 2 pick if it's not Ty Simpson in round 1.
And Jets Jesus said something about don't get a guy who the coach says he was a bitch to game plan against. Yeah, that's like, don't do that approach again. That clearly didn't work with Justin Fields, even though he torched Aaron Glenn's defenses, which how? I just don't get it. So, but we do know from the Pivot podcast that Aaron Glenn went on a couple years ago, Kyler Murray is the antithesis of that because his defenses destroyed Kyler Murray, and he laughed about it with Ryan Clark and the other hosts on the Pivot pod. So I thought that was funny, and it's probably poo-pooing every Kyler Murray rumor out there, which seems like it was never a good idea in the first place. Who even says Kyler Murray? Like, who's the idiot that started Kyler Murray, Jake? Can we point to that guy? Can we point him out?
I think I'm looking at him. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Shout out to Derek, the Jet fan, in the raffle for one.
I know it's hard to say. Just trust me, have faith in what we're doing.
Trust me, I'm going to give away a signed Armand Membu helmet at the end of the show. Robert Morris, we challenged someone to be the first to gift 5, and we double it. He did it. 5 memberships have been gifted. 10 raffle tickets have been applied. Hit it.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
That's right. Shout out to Robert Morris, an Ithaca College alum, that Robert Morris. Appreciate you, Robert. Thanks for watching the show. Going to get to more of your calls in a moment. I do have a bit of a breaking news item to address, though.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
As promised, I did receive some Beast mail. Beast wrote in, me and Gator are at war. Oh, yeah, it's becoming a message of hating God and using God as an AI tool. That's really low. I have had enough. I have heart problems and other problems as well. I'm tired of the Beast name. It's time Big Daddy Cool takes a stand. So a lot happening here, Dylan. I guess the big takeaway is that Beast no longer wants to go by Beast. He wants to go by the name Big Daddy Cool. Your thoughts?
Good for you, Beast. I'm still going to call you Beast because that's what I was introduced to you as. And I think you've changed your name 75 times since you were originally Beastbreaker 666. So Big Daddy Cool is not going to stick, at least in my opinion. Sorry you're at war with Gator, but whatever it is, I side with Gator, and I'm not touching any of the God AI tool stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, for more on this, we say hello for the first time to Big Daddy Cool. Big Daddy, how are you? We can't hear you when you do this every time. Your speakers never pick up the sound, so we're just going to sit here, watch you do this. No one can hear a damn thing, but you know what? I'm a good friend to Big Daddy Cool. I'll give him some music. Hit it. The best part is he thinks that we're all enjoying his performance right now, and he has no idea. But we can't hear any of it. Big Daddy Cool.
Hey, Fatty, no one can hear you.
Fuck you.
You suck at guitar.
Well, you know what?
Bobby Beasley's better at it than you are.
Fuck my dick. You know shit.
You should probably go see a Dr. Beast, not Dr. Pepper.
Beast,
Yeah? And you don't know your ass. Oh my God.
Beast, go eat a salad.
What you got is a zero in my pocket.
Big Daddy Cool. Big Daddy Cool.
Do you now have an amplifier, Beast Breaker?
Yeah, get your exercise, Fatty.
Where's the amplifier, Beast?
Hey, I got. Are you really?
Hey, Beast, we can't really hear you. AI God is right. Okay. All right. Thanks for the time, Big Daddy Cool.
How about we might as well be on a cyclone in Brooklyn on the boardwalk, because this is how the game's going. Up and down, up and down. Can we get off already? Can we get off?
What a segment that was with Big Daddy Cool.
Can I give a shout out to Jets Jesus? I had no idea what his real name was, and I've been emailing back and forth with a graphics guy that happened to be Jets Jesus, and I never knew his full name. And he's like, "Did you just respond to me via email while you're on with Jake with me?" I was like, "That was you." So shout out to Jets Jesus. He was the one.
And his name in the chat in my Discord, Dylan, that I know you're in, is Rockness Monster.
Yes,
that's Jets Jesus. Jesus, we need you to change your name to Jets Jesus in the Discord, because that's
I was
what you're
going
known
to
as on the show.
we need consistency across the board. I had no idea. I would have guessed they were three different people. I knew Rockness Monster was obviously this guy, but like if I didn't, I would have thought all three were different people. So shout out to you, Jets Jesus. I want to see if I can pull up the picture. Maybe you can throw it up, dude. He made a sick graphic for me for my mock drafts. Dude, look at this. Look at this guy. He's literally doing the Lord's work.
Hold on. Let me swap out. Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
What a graphic.
Look at this. 10 out of 10. No notes. All I did was send him the email, and he did everything else. He's truly doing the Lord's work.
That's a talent right there.
I love it. Much appreciated, Jets Jesus.
Comments, questions, super chats. Keep it rolling with your calls. Ralphie's next. What's up, Ralphie?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Ralphie, what's up?
Uh-oh. Is Ralphie about to argue for Ty Simpson with the Bama hoodie on?
No, Caleb Downs.
We're going with Caleb Downs.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
We're going back a couple years.
Yes.
First, Jake, I want to just tell you that was a great job on the documentary. I watched it yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
Although they had you in a room that I thought maybe I watched a lot of SVU. I thought you were kidnapped and you were going to blink twice to get out of there. Like a sparse room they had you in there.
Yeah, it's interesting where they shot it. It was they reserved like a studio space like in like Chelsea, and I remember like walking in being like, this was not what I pictured it was going to look like.
Well, I was there for
that game, and I remember just coming home at 3:00 in the morning. Like, if I did do drugs, I was like on a high. So somehow I made it. Somehow I made it from the Meadowlands to Douglaston back then. I don't even know what happened, but it was 3 a.m. by the time I got back. It was unbelievable to be there. Contemplated leaving like 3 different times, and then me and my buddies were like, let's just stay and see what happens. And every time they scored, every time we said that, even though it bounced back and forth. So that was a great game to be at. It was good to see you, and you seemed very clear and well-versed, Jake, especially next to Fireman Ed in that one. I'll just say that.
How great was Fireman Ed in that doc, though? He had the funniest lines in that documentary.
It seems like he knocked
a few back before he went on there, let's be honest.
Well, he gave me a slew of great drops.
Get your heads out of your asses. The Jet fans getting a little crazy. And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
There's so many more I can still go through and take. Those are my favorites.
All right, so for
Caleb Downs, let's go back to that. Everyone seems to have Caleb Downs as number 1 on their list, especially on the defensive side of the ball. All right, let's take Mendoza out of there. And if you have a guy that has the highest ceiling, the most likely to be a Pro Bowl player in the draft, who knows, maybe even better than that down the road, why are we not picking him just because he's at a position that's not considered a premium when safety is always on the field and it's a 3-down impact type of position? I don't get why safety is so downgraded. I mean, if you had your choice of Kyle Hamilton or Kayvon Thibodeau, who would you rather have? Like, and would you rather be the GM that drafted a Kyle Hamilton type or a Kayvon Thibodeau?
Yeah, it's funny you use those guys specifically because I wanted Sauce and Kyle Hamilton at 4 and 10 because I was like, you need to draft players who look like they're built in a lab. And now to your point about Caleb Downs, I'm with you. Like, if it's not one of the 3 edge guys, because you have to at some point blend best player available with positional need. So like if David Bailey is my number 4 and Caleb Downs is my number 1, is the positional value of an edge over safety, somebody who sacks the quarterback, can get you, sacks, fumbles, whatever, is that worth more than Caleb Downs as a safety? Plus you have to factor in the rookie wage scale. Do you want to pay an edge number 2 money or do you want to pay a safety number 2 money? So then that kind of muddies the painting or whatever, your palette gets a little like murky. So I would take Caleb Downs on the player. Like, he is my number 1 player on my board. Jake, I just put it in the backstage if you wanted to throw it up. He is my number 1 player. Caleb Downs is number 1, and then Sonny Styles number 2, Jeremiah Love number 3. I am taking David Bailey at number 2 because of all the other things I just said: positional value, need, finances, etc. So to your point, yes. Would I be mad if they took Caleb Downs? Absolutely not. We have ignored and neglected safety so long as a team that I am fully down for getting Caleb Downs.
I just think
we're not good enough to worry about money. And like,
sure,
that's the general manager's job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you fit that all in. You're a capologist. You get rid of some of our other crappy players that are on bad contracts to save the extra couple $1 million. Like, you need the best players. And if this guy is the highest rated defensive player, which I've heard from a lot of different draft pundits, and he's got the highest ceiling and could be a Pro Bowler, I mean, you should get him. He'll be impactful, obviously. And our backfield stinks in the defense. No interceptions, right? So, like, I think to me that's like a glaring need. It's the best player available. And as a general manager, that's how you lose your job, by not taking those type of players.
Yeah, I don't hate the logic because it's a weird draft where there's not a consensus with who the best edge is, and Downs might clearly just be the best player. Yeah. I don't know, Dylan, you tell me. I rather take the roll of the dice with Downs at 2 than take Styles at 2.
Yeah. If it came down to like a non-premium position player, I would take Downs over Styles, even though
I'm out on Love, by the way. I would not take a running back 2. I don't care how down the draft might be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lou B. I love you, bro, but I can't do Jeremiah Love at number 2. But yeah, I would take Downs over Styles. And Ralphie, you originally started with Thibodeau over Kyle Hamilton.
I was thinking like an edge rusher that was
perfect.
High.
That was perfect because I had to go back into my 2022 notes. I had my top 5 in order: Ekwonu, Thibodeau, Hamilton, Gardner, Hutchinson. So obviously I was wrong with Ekwonu and Thibodeau, but Hamilton, Gardner, Hutchinson, yeah, I'm totally down. So like Hamilton, I mean, Hutchinson obviously became a really good player as well, and so did a lot of people on this list, but Hamilton is one of the best players in that draft. So yeah, you definitely, if they feel highly on Caleb Downs, which why wouldn't you? And there's, I think it was Dane Brugler. He put out a tweet that said he was been asking scouts, Caleb Downs is the best safety you've scouted since when? And he said multiple answers were ever.
Okay.
So if that's where we're talking, yeah, I'm 100% on with Caleb Downs.
All right, good. I still like you, Dylan.
I love you, Ralphie.
You're the man,
guys.
Ralphie.
Talk to you. Bye.
Great call from our guy, Ralphie Rocks, Ralphie, you won a Keyshawn jersey recently? I know you won something. I think it was Keyshawn. You wanted the throwback Keyshawn, one of our raffle prizes. Shout out to Ralphie Rocks, the pride of Long Island. Check it in. Speaking of raffle prizes, tomorrow, giving away a signed Sack Exchange jersey, Revis helmet, and a mangled autographed jersey. End of the show today. For those who missed it, Armand Membu signed helmet. Keep it rolling with your outstanding calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a man on the line who's had copious amounts of sexual relations. And I know this because he has like 17 children. Johnny Boy is next. Hello, Johnny.
Yo, what up, man? Hey, sex is good for you, dude. I mean, it keeps the core good. And it keeps
Calm your freaky down.
Hey, first off,
calm your freaky down.
Can you guys hear me?
We got you. What's up?
Hey, this dude
Can
talking
you hear me?
from Big Daddy Cool.
Good job.
Do you know who Big Daddy Cool is, bro?
No. I know there used to be a wrestler, Big Daddy V, which used to be Viscera, but I don't know Big Daddy Cool.
Nah, dog. Big Daddy Cool, man. There's only one Diesel. There's only one Kevin Nash.
Oh my gosh. So it's not even his. I knew it was somewhere that he had heard it before. Like he's not like he didn't make that up. Kevin Nash, of course.
I can't do that, man. Hey, I wanted to come up here real quick and you guys were talking about the draft. Let me ask you this. Would it be crazy if we go, because I think I'm all about getting the best wide receiver that you can and then bolstering up the entire wide receiving room, right? So give me your Tate at 2, and then at 16, get yourself another tight end. I know everybody's going to go back and be like, oh, now we're going to get a tight end when we should have gotten maybe Bowers, when we should have gotten maybe Warren, whatever. That's in the past. But what's your thoughts? I mean, can you imagine the actual wide receiver room being Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, you got Tate, then you have Arian Smith there, Mechie, if we end up re-signing back Mechie. Then your tight ends could potentially be Mason Taylor and Sadiq from Oregon. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah, so it would really only have to be Kenyon Sadiq. There's no other tight end that, in my opinion, is worth taking that high at 16. So we have to just assume that it is Kenyon Sadiq. So would I hate that? No. Would I advise that? Probably not. Not because I don't like Kenyon Sadiq. I think he's my number 19 player if I'm counting right. So I would think it's good value. I just think that compared to like a Peter Woods or a Caden McDonald or Caleb Banks, if say in your case they went Tate at 1, so I would go Akeem Mesidor at 16 as well. Like I wouldn't want them to go 2 pass catchers on offense. I would rather them go guard, quarterback, or defense. That would be my thing. Not mainly just based on, like we had that conversation with Ralphie just now, based on positional value. I would rather take a swing on a tight end later on, but that's just me. But I wouldn't, when I come away out of draft round 1 and be like, wow, the Jets ruined the entire season. No, I think it would actually be pretty fun to watch the offense with Tate, Wilson, AD, Sadiq, Mason Taylor, and probably Marcus Mariota, but that's okay. But I think it would be
the quarterback.
I think it would actually be a really fun offense. So from that perspective, I'm in on that completely.
Now let me throw this other one. So let's say we don't go Sadiq. Where's Lemon supposed to fall?
I think 16 would be like the absolute bottom for him. Like if there is a wider, say we go edge at 2, and there is a wide receiver on the board with the last name Lemon, Tate, or Tyson, I think the Jets are very foolish to pass up on them. So obviously, they could think differently, but that's like that's the lowest I could see any of them falling is 16. But really, 13 to the Rams should be where at least Mekhi Lemon comes off the board.
So let's just say we go Tate and Lemon. So then your wide receiving room is Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell.
It's never happening.
Lemon.
They wouldn't take 2 receivers.
I mean, but I'm just throwing it out there. But it could happen, right?
The financial implication would be pretty huge.
Are you trading Garrett? That's the only way it would happen.
I was just about to ask, what are the chances that Garrett finishes out the 2026 season with the Jets if they draft 2 guys in the top 16 at the same position?
I mean, look, if he's all about the team and he's wanting to be part of the team, I think this is going to help him out, get more touches and everything, and then you're talking about you could insert, I don't know, whoever as a quarterback there, and you have so many weapons to play with at that point. You potentially might have yourself a Jamar Chase, T. Higgins situation with Garrett Wilson. I mean, does that happen to us? No. And but I mean, it's something to talk about, right? It's kind of exciting, I think. And then, but it all depends upon what we do in free agency, because we could keep saying everything that we think, but none of it matters until we see what we got in free agency. And yo, Jake, shout you out on Vice TV talking about the Monday Night Miracle, bro.
You watch it?
Hell yeah, watched it, man. That joint had me hyped up. We had Curtis Martin up there talking. I mean, you had a Fireman Ed talking. You had Coleman speaking. Dude, man.
They did a good job. It was a great doc. For those who want to watch it, I posted the full thing ad-free on my Patreon.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. And them showing Wayne Corbett with his Hofstra 3 jersey. Anybody that's from Long Island, that's like the ultimate throwback there.
I should get that jersey if I could find it online somewhere. That'd be a sick jersey to wear.
I've been looking for it forever and a day, Jake. So if you do find that, please let me know if they have another one. I want that 3.
That's a raffle prize right there. If I could find a number 3 Wayne Corbett Hofstra jersey,
that's sick.
Go to the hallway where they have all the retired Hofstra jerseys and stuff, and you have to break the window to take that number 3 there. You know, let me know, bro. I got you. I know where we could, sneak around up in Uniondale. So.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Boy.
How about we might as well be on a cyclone in Brooklyn on the boardwalk, because this is how the game's going. Up and down, up and down. Can we get off already? Can we get off?
There's so many good end drops from this doc. I got to find some of myself that'd be funny to play. But there's just too many good ones like this.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
That's great. And shout out to Johnny Boy and Snowball. I'll be on Jets World wide tomorrow at 7:30 with them. So
Jets World wide.
There it is.
Best investment I ever made.
I was gonna say this must be new tech for Jake.
Oh yeah.
And here we go. Let's go.
Look who it is, Big Daddy Cool.
You could shut your fat mouth and you could think about taking your blasphemous ass and take it to the back of the line like everybody else, because I'm here for God and you ain't nothing but a coward.
You done?
Are you finished being fake?
I'm real.
Yeah.
I'm God.
Yeah, right.
Why are you sending God to the back of the line, Beast?
Because he's a liar. It's a disgrace.
I'm
Take the example of the song "Burn in Hell" from Judas Priest from the Juggulator album of '97. I know what it's all about. See, you want extreme, you're gonna get extreme.
You want a salad? No, you don't. You'll never eat one.
ECW, you're gonna get ECW. I'm way too extreme, way too hardcore, too advanced, and you got nothing to say.
Why do you think God is fake, Beast? That's not very.
First of all,
get down and pray to me, Beast.
And I know
I'll send you to hell. Oh, I'm real, Beast. I've never been more real. Gator sent me to get you to obey me.
Jesus Christ, and what you're doing right now is insulting my intelligence, because I've done more than what your sorry ass can't do.
You've done nothing.
You've done more than God?
You've done zero.
You can't walk on water. You can't even walk.
Your bullshit. Don't make me look sick to myself, because I can tear your throat out.
You can't do anything. You sit in that attic all day. I watch you.
Son, shut your freaking flat pie hole and eat another donut while you're at it.
That's not a good way to talk to God.
You eat donuts. Look at you.
You don't know shit what's going on. I got the real book right here, right in front of me.
You can't
the Holy
read.
Bible, and I got it sent to me from Pennsylvania, so I know more than you. What?
Beast, I could go grab the Bible out of my closet. It proves nothing that yours came from Pennsylvania.
So what? What does that make you, huh?
I'm just asking why you're saying these things to God.
And dismantle you, fatty. Yeah.
All right, I guess your book is better than my book.
You better hydrate. You're out of breath. I could do this all day.
You know what? To all you
know what? I'll tell you what.
You ain't got nothing on me, because you all got is zero. This is why low IQ losers can't handle the truth. I got more testicles than half you pussies combined.
You haven't said one truthful thing this entire call, Beast.
Yeah, right. I've been more truthful because I've done it for 23 years, since 2003. So I think maybe it's time you cockwads maybe get your ears
Hey.
tested and cleaned up a little better. Go to the doctor.
You should read the Bible because it tells you
I
not
do
to
more
treat
than
people.
that.
It tells you. Doesn't the book tell you to act properly around other people and like treat them with kindness? I don't know. I can't read. I own the book. I'll admit I can't read, but it seems like Beast has the wrong message.
My favorite thing is when he fights with God and God was about to send him to the hole, Beast left before God could strike him down and send him to the hole.
As if God doesn't know where he is at all times.
Crazy. Absolute craziness. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the. Well, God just put Dylan in the hole. Look at this.
I said I can't read. Not that I never will read your book. I just said I can't read it.
You better apologize to God. Jeez.
I know. I got to say my Hail Marys or something. This is awful. I'm no better than Allen or Six Rings, who didn't get a seventh one, by the way.
Apologize to me, Dylan.
I apologize.
I'll make you smell a beast fart if you're not careful.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I apologize. Oh, now I'm half out. Ha! We broke out. Oh, shit.
Looks like you're still in the hole. But
Yeah, this is
let me
awful.
see if I can talk to God and get you freed.
I appreciate it.
God, can you let Dylan out of the hole? Thank you, God. See, you just got to be nice to God, Beast. That's all it takes.
Jeez, that was quick work, man.
Honesty is always better. Being polite is always better. That's what I've learned.
100%.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. I'm counting raffle names. Beast is actually back on the line. Hey, Beast.
Drink.
Is that water or wine?
What does it look like to you?
Now look what you've done.
Offensive line, defensive
Beast
line.
Breaker
Offensive line. The first thing I'm going to
666.
address-
No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off
Your
and
ass in
cast
the
you
hole,
down
fatty.
with the sodomites.
I'm back.
Time in here
I'm
will feel
back.
like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think somebody
Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
I was waiting for God to strike back.
God always wins.
God does always win. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. A guy who is a man of God, if you will. He's a lover and not a fighter. He's next.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hey, Jake, thanks for my intro. Anyway, you guys are great. And my Jets take is they're bringing in coaches that are a little bit impressive.
Good job.
And hey, Max. Hey, Max, you need to look at Jake Asman and you know, his counterpart there, and you know, you can learn from them because you're going to do great things.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good job. But Jake,
Good job.
but they're bringing in the coaches and all that kind of stuff, and I'm a little bit excited about it, but does it make Aaron Glad a better coach?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, yeah, hey, buddy. Do your studies. Have a great time. Learn from Jake, and You know, you're going
Can
to
you
do
hear
great
me?
things. Yeah, I can hear you. Great job. Great job. Good job. Good job. You're going to do good things in life, buddy. I'm attached to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So Dylan, you right at this point, you know, your finances and all that kind of stuff, but you keep plugging. Good things happen to good people.
Good job.
I appreciate that, David. Oh, I like the hat you got on there. Look
Thank
at
you.
that.
Tremendous hat, Dave.
David
Thank
coming
you.
in style.
Yeah, you know
Mac,
what?
do you like David T's hat?
Good job.
All right, he does.
I was gonna say,
Hey, you know what? Growing up, when we got hats, you had to work the bill and all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of a modern day type thing, but I love it.
it fits you nicely.
Thank
We
you.
would have been able to find you at the Tampa tailgate if you had that hat on.
Yeah, that's my all debacle.
Can you hear me?
I you know, I still think about, boy, I wish I could have hooked up.
Can you hear
But
me?
maybe this year, if Jake, you know, maybe either Chicago or Tennessee. You know, I have a preference to Tennessee. Maybe we can get together this year. But you know, I'm kind of a dumb fuss. You know.
Hey, David, can we have some Tennessee whiskey together if we do Jets, Titans, and Nashville?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I mean, you know, being seeing a Jets game, and I guess Coach Sala, Tennessee whiskey, and all that. I would, you know, just tried my best to get, you know, a little different, and you know, get to the meetup and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I'll do it differently this time. You know, I'll get all the phone numbers and all that kind of stuff.
Good job.
Yeah, we would love to meet up with you, David T. 100%.
Yep, God willing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a great kid, buddy.
David T, an all-time great.
One of one. If he's not a top 2 seed, I don't know. I think the committee might have gotten it wrong.
God, I can't wait to see what the committee does.
I was gonna say we're coming up, right? We got 2 more weeks, right?
There's a meeting on Sunday to sort out part of the bracket here.
Can I get an invite to the meeting and have absolutely no input and just sit there and listen?
I don't mind that. I honestly, you consume the show as much as anyone. I think you should be on the committee.
That'd be cool.
You're in the Discord, right? I can add you to the group.
Oh, it's just on Discord? Yeah.
Well, so it's a subsection of the Discord where we literally have Asmaniac Madness, and there's just notes and observations throughout the year. It's the amount of work that Boomtown and the committee puts into actually putting the bracket together. Like, it's very impressive.
That's
like,
awesome.
If you're a hardcore fan of this show, you're in good hands with how the people that make the brackets are actually dedicating their time to put it together to make it a fun tournament.
That's awesome. Shout out to Boomtown. Another one of one in the community.
Starts with Boom, man. Boom, your thoughts on DT being a committee member? We have Nick Shine on the committee. He's a weekly guest. You're a weekly guest.
Yeah. I know he's been around a little bit longer than me, but yeah, I don't want final say or like rankings or input like that. I just want to give my opinions on some of these people, and maybe that'll shake up the room a little bit.
Who are your 4 1 seeds right now?
Ooh. Black Gypsy. There's something about Black Gypsy. He's definitely, especially the last like calendar year, not calendar year, because that would be only 2 months, but the last like 9 months, I feel like Black Gypsy's like ascension has been really high. I would say him. Honestly, Gary is goated. As much as he's just too polarizing to not be a number 1 seed.
He was a 2 last year.
I know, but I think
and he went to the Final Four. The Final Four last year was Bonesy, who won it all against King Lowski in a very competitive final. Couldn't have been any better.
Yep.
Gary and then Neil were the other two. And the 1 seeds a year ago, what was interesting is the 1 seeds got knocked out pretty quick. Besides Gorman and Lane, I think each made it to this. Lane maybe made it to the Elite Eight. I got to check the bracket. But the 1 seeds last year were Bobby, Cheech Fan, Gorman, and the Lane Train.
I would say none of those 1 seeds repeat. And does Bonesy get an honorary seed because he was the champion? I'm not saying a 1 seed, but is he automatically in the bracket? Because I don't know. Like, have we seen a ton of Bonesy since his championship run?
He did call this morning.
Right. And I'm not saying he's like off the bracket. I just, where does the honorary spot go for him?
Yeah, he's in. That's up for the committee to decide. I mean, do you rank the champ higher than you normally would based on the fact he's the defending champ?
Even though he hasn't had a ton of calls, is he still like a 4, 5, 6 seed, you know, like somewhere in there where he has like a slightly favorable matchup? And I mean, Lowski, obviously he was the runner up. So like, there's a consideration there. It's hard to pick 4 1 seeds, but
I think Mad Max is a 1. I think Kyle Clifton's a 1. I think Mad Max is a 1.
Yeah,
I think Beast should be a 1.
Kyle's my third 1. So it's Gypsy, Gary, Kyle. Oh, I hate to say Mad Max. Mad Max is going to get bounced first round. I don't think Mad Max advances 1 round.
Can you hear me?
Come on.
No, we can't.
Good
no,
job.
I that's my hot take. And again, maybe this is why I don't belong on the committee, but Mad Max should be like a 3 seed. And then
that's fair. Look at your opinion. Again, I have no opinion on it. I recuse my, what's the word I'm looking for? I take myself out of it.
Recuse.
Recuse. I recuse
and then maybe
myself.
Beast, I guess, just by default, just due to heavy volume and heavy
And like I
everything
told
with
Gator
that guy.
Saturday, you don't fuck with this one.
Whoa!
We're being nice to you, Beast. Stop. What do you? You don't want to be a 1 seed?
Well, like I said before, this is all because of the off season. Well, you know what? Shouldn't be like this.
I think you were like this during the season too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm not having it this time. Nope.
Okay,
That's
so
it. I got heart
I'll
problems.
send you back
These
to the
bastards
hole.
need to learn. Hey, you better worry about my heart first before you knock on my door, you son of a
You're going to
bitch.
drop dead if you're not careful. Be careful, Beast.
So you're not a 1 seed, Beast. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe the next best thing to do is, do what needs to be done. I'm going to call you right back. I'm going to take care of something.
All
What do y'all need right now?
Oh, all that was happening without him realizing he was even on the air. Who are you on the phone with there?
I have my associates, and they're already spotting out the fucking BS that we all are starting to see. And nobody wants to test me. You want to test the waters? ECW is in the house, and we are going to take it to a new level. The Dangerous
Who are
Lines
these
is coming.
associates?
ECW is coming, and you want war with all of us? Come on. You want to start war with the captain? The captain's right here, and I am a real believer of God. Not this.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
He's not even there. See, I came on to scrap.
What do I got right here? What do I got right here?
You should read that. I can come up with a plan for you. 365. I'll give you a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, little Proverbs, little Psalms every day. You can get through it in a year. If I gave you a plan to do that in a year, would you do it?
My time has already been unleashed.
Can you just answer? I got it. No, I got all that. Can you just kind of answer my? Answer my. This is like torture. Can you just? If I gave you a plan. A little bit of the Old Testament, a little bit of the New Testament.
I
do
my own readings every other day. Don't worry about what I got under control.
How many books are in that Bible?
There's plenty. I got most of it.
How many?
I got plenty. Don't worry
How
about
many books are in that Bible?
Don't
You
worry
read it,
about
right?
what
How
I
many
do.
books are in it?
What I do is my own goddamn business.
What's the first book of the New Testament?
What do you want? What do you know? What do you care?
You said you've read it,
you're
right?
the first asshole who insults
You've read it. How many books are in there? What's the first book of the New Testament?
I'm not going to tell you again. You're the first asshole.
What are the first 5 books in that Bible?
And you never gave a shit.
What are the first 5 books in that Bible?
Now, why do you care?
What are they?
Don't worry about it.
Starts with a G? Don't worry about myself. Okay. So you've clearly never read that, which takes me to my question. If I gave you a plan, a little bit of Old Testament, a little bit of New Testament, and a little bit of poetry every day, and it'll take you a year to read it if you read every day, 20 minutes a day, would you do it?
Don't worry about what I do.
I'm not worried. I'm asking you if I did that. If I did that, would you?
Upside the head.
So no. You're going to carry a Bible around like it's a trophy and actually never read it. This is a reoccurring trend that I see around people who also promote a degenerate lifestyle. It's not a trophy. It's God's guide to life. It's God's word. In the beginning was the word, and the word became flesh.
Oh my God, unbelievable. Un-effing believable. Wow. You know, you're the first. You're the first guy who didn't
Jake,
go to the.
Can I do my call? Can I do my call? Can you bring?
You are such a disease to life. You're a disease. You're a disease.
Why do you carry that? Why do you carry that book around?
You're like Ebola to another.
Why do you carry that around?
Why do you care?
You don't read it. You don't care what's in it. You don't care about God's plan for you.
No,
why do you carry it around as if it makes you look like a smarter person or a better person? We all know you've never read a single word in that book.
You're just a legit cunt bag who's got the brains of a
This is what I mean.
You're an asshole.
From the mouth comes an overflow of the heart. If you read the Bible, you would know.
An asshole with an ego. You should be branded, beaten, destroyed, and shot.
I should be shot. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You're a broken down, worthless piece of human waste.
There you go.
You're like the foul stench that comes out of my ass.
Extraordinary. From the mouth comes an overflow of the heart. Luke 6:45.
You know.
Please don't do that. You're disgusting. You're vile. You're barely a human being. Please stop that.
Shit that got no brain. You're as worthless.
Can I do my call?
You're as worthless as a piece of dog do.
I came on here to rumble with Black Gypsy, a worthy rival, and I get stuck with you again. I need a real rival. I need Black Gypsy. Black Gypsy ducking smoke. Because Black Gypsy's smarter than you. Black Gypsy isn't one of the what I call never learn a damn thing crowd. You're in the I never learn a damn thing crowd, which is why you're stupid and which is why you're sitting in your mom's basement.
What rope are you talking about? This whole team looks like it's shot to shit. Who the hell do you think you are? I am.
We covered a lot of ground there, DT. Another Gary versus Beast Rumble. And I'll tell you what, Gary wanted his normal call. I mean, who am I to not oblige with that? Ladies and gentlemen, we just heard from him. Now we get the full Gary experience.
Pointing. Gary Box point at you. Gary Box point at you. Gary Box I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Gary Box point at you. I point.
What up? What up, y'all? What up?
What up? Beast and I have read the same number.
Beast is not a rival of yours, by the way. I think you guys are rivals.
He's not a worthy rival.
Maybe it's like Patriots versus Jets the last 15 years, but
that's exactly what it is.
That was just older, fatter Gorman versus Gary for the week. Because we got Gorman versus Gary earlier in the week. Now you just get older, fatter Gorman versus Gary.
It's not even Alabama versus Auburn. It's Alabama versus Central Alabama State. Like it's
Louisiana Monroe.
Bro, yeah, it's not. It's. But I see. This is why I give some credit to Black Gypsy for ducking smoke. He called me out. Wouldn't even tell the topic he wanted to fight me on. I showed up to fight, and he's tomorrow. But I give him credit because he's not part of the Never Learns a Damn Thing group, right?
Yeah.
Beast is like the leader of the Never Learn a Damn Thing crowd.
What do you mean? He's got a Pennsylvania Bible.
What? Black Gypsy. Do I really want to go 12 rounds with this guy? Do I really want to step back in the ring with Hands of Stone, Iron Gary 3D boxing? No, I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to duck that smoke. I might look bad, but at least I'm not going to get beat down again. So at least Black Gypsy is smart. This guy, he just walks back into the ring for more beatdowns.
I hope Gypsy's like, yeah, Hands of Stone, but that jaw's made of fucking glass, Gary.
The best jaw is the one that goes untouched.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
What I want more than anything in the Asmaniac tournament is another shot at Bonesy. If I win the whole thing, but don't beat Bonesy, it's a win, and I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to beat Bonesy. Right?
Yeah, but
like
every year your team is different.
I want to beat the Patriots. I understand, but if the Jets win the Super Bowl, I would like him at some point to beat the Patriots. Like, that's why 2010 was such a great year if we would have won it.
I don't care they beat 5 Make-A-Wish teams in their path to doing it. I just want the Super Bowl.
It would be sweeter if we beat the Patriots in that.
Yes, in an ideal world, the Jets beat the Pats in the AFC title game to get to their first Super Bowl, and then they win the Super Bowl.
They beat the Bills and the Patriots.
Right. Throw the Dolphins in the wild card round too. I don't care. They could beat a JV team each round of the playoffs, and that's how the bracket aligned itself somehow. Just win the Super Bowl.
Kenny Smith said when he won back-to-back with the Rockets, if we had to play the Sonics, we wouldn't have won any championships because we couldn't beat Seattle. But they got bounced out by Denver in the first round. They got someone else, and they didn't have to cross paths with them, and they got back-to-back. So, yeah. Would I rather win the whole thing? Sure. But I think I could beat Bonesy, and I would like Bonesy to be somewhere in my path.
How do you feel? I thought you were a 1 seed. How do you feel about that?
That would be an honor. It's a blessing. But no matter if I'm a 1 seed, I have a chance to win the tournament. If I'm a 16 seed, I have a chance to win the tournament, right? If I'm in, I have a chance to win the tournament. The seeding is just window dressing. Bill Walton has one of my favorite quotes of all time. When you're the best in the world, the competition is irrelevant. I'm better than everybody else. So
Unlike the guy you just rumbled with, your quotes are actually pretty good, Gary.
And I actually cite where I got them from, by the way, right? Like that
the
came
Pennsylvania
from
Bible.
He carries that Bible around. He didn't know how many books are in it. Doesn't know the first 5 books. Doesn't know what the 5 books of the Torah are. Doesn't know the first book of the New Testament, right? But he carries it around because he thinks it makes him look smart or holy. But we all know you've never read it.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I just said to him, yeah. I said to him, I have a Bible in my closet. I've never read it, but I have a Bible. Like, it proves nothing that you just have the book. You have to actually open it, read it, and comprehend it.
It's like the intellectuals who have a bookshelf behind them. It's like, how many of those books have you actually read? Right?
I love AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk on the McAfee show with the fake backdrop of books, and then the wind blew, and the books like first you had to show us that you read all these fake books, and then it turned around on you and it moved like this, and everybody knew they were fake books.
Hey, Gary, do you hear that?
Is that Black Gypsy?
That's Black Gypsy music.
I'm Black Gypsy. I'm gonna set all you delusional Jets fans straight. Your takes make me wanna punch you in the face or kick you in the crotch. When this team sucks, they suck. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy. I'm Black Gypsy.
Oh, he didn't duck smoke. I thought it was going to be an AI bot.
Damn, I can't hear you. I'm not ducking no smoke. I want all the smoke. Can you guys hear me?
Free smoke.
We hear you.
Free smoke.
Matt,
why is my volume so low? God damn it. All right, so Gary, we're gonna beef tomorrow. I'm just letting you know. Like, we're gonna beef tomorrow. It's on. I have a topic list for you that you are not ready for. If this is a boxing match, you're all over the ring. You are not a number 1 seed. I'm gonna prove to you tomorrow that you're not a number 1 seed.
I love this. Last year he was a 16 seed, right? Stepping in the ring with me, unlike Floyd Mayweather or Canelo, makes you famous. Just stepping in the ring with me bumps your credibility all the way to the top.
I can't hear nothing he's saying, so I think he's saying stuff. So like, this is the best way to call in because I can barely hear myself and I can't hear anything Gary is saying. So this is awesome. So Gary, tomorrow evening, beef is on. Get your gloves on. You know what I mean? Get the oil on your face because you're gonna catch some. You can catch some, bro. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. I have to go back to work, but I just caught that part of the show where you were talking shit, so I have to call it. You know what I mean?
Black Gypsy, you are the man.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Tomorrow, Gary versus Black Gypsy. Let's go.
I am the Floyd Mayweather, the Canelo of this. Just stepping in the ring with me makes you famous. He was a 16 seed last year. Then he wants to beef with me. Now he's going to be a 1 or a 2 seed, something like that. That's because of me. I did that with him. I did that with Beast. I did that with Brigger. Just being in my presence makes you great. That's
this was the bracket last year. We go through it for those who need a little reminder. So we had the full region list, right? We the championship battle was Bonesy and Lowski, who somehow were 3 seeds. But here we go. The King Lowski region was won by, of course, King Lowski. The what region was this 1 seed? This was Cheats Fans region.
Yeah.
So that was won by Neil. Neil beat Peter Castro in the regional final on that one. Gary, you were in the Butter region, which is brilliant. You beat Ricky NY in the Elite 8 to advance to the Final Four.
We're the opponent.
And then the Bonesy victory was in the Lane Train region. Bonesy defeated Lane. So Lane went the furthest of any of the 1 seeds. He was in the Elite 8.
Yeah, I'm not. Bonesy beat me. You know, I fought the best that I could. I got Morgan involved. I got Decker involved. I fought the best fight I could. He beat me by like 2-3 points, whatever it was.
It was tight.
What it is. It was. It's what it is. I could beat him again.
Bonesy had a tough path.
Yeah, Bonesy
He's a
was a really
likable
tough path.
bastard, but I can beat him. He's a likable guy. I love him. We all love Bonesy. I can beat him though.
Bonesy had to go up against Doug on the couch, V-Man, and then Lane to get to.
It's not an easy path, right?
That's a tough road.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Who did you beat, Gary? Go to Gary's. I want to see who Gary beat, other than Ricky NY. Okay, you beat Craig from Australia. Okay, that's a big win.
Hamburger, Craig from Australia, and Ricky. That's a tough path as well.
That is
Gary
a tough path for sure.
There are no easy paths. This is like Zupa. Yeah. Everyone's got to fight their own way. Everyone's got there's no more.
It's like what?
How'd you know that, Dick? How'd you know Zupa had really tough matchmaking? How'd you know that?
Because I'm a professional. I prepare before these interviews. They don't give these jobs to chimps.
You did you did good. No, I was
chimps. I think you meant chumps.
You did good. I was impressed. As I know you're not really a boxing guy, but you prepared well. You asked good questions, better questions than a lot of people in the boxing media. So I give you full credit for that. Well,
thank
good.
you, Gary. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's end on a high. This is the nicest I've ever heard you be to me.
I've been nice to you before.
Oh yeah, but not this nice. I appreciate it.
All right. I wanted to, Dylan. I wanted to press you a little bit on the quarterback stuff. Mm-hmm. Frank writes, well, he wants big quarterback, 6'2", 220 or bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, sure. But would you disqualify guys just for not meeting that criteria?
No.
Like, okay, I'm kind of with you. Like there are certain
brain over arm, and all of it over size. Like if like Garrett Nussmeier 6'1", 206 or 202, if that's the guy that they like and he doesn't meet their threshold by literally 1 inch. And to be weird, Boomer Esiason said 195 to 245. What kind of freaking range is that? That's like
that's like saying I like girls who are 4'10" to 6'3". Okay,
we can have
girls, right?
Bryce Young. We can have a guy the size of Bryce Young or Jared Lorenzen, RIP. Like, what are we doing here? Like, so he said 6'2" to 6'5". So yeah, if he's 6'1", 205, 208, like that's not bad. Like it'd be on the lower end, but to me, if you're 6'2" and you're a very good processor, which I think Ty Simpson can be at times, then yeah, I think it's definitely worth it because he's not 5'11", right? He's right on the fringe there. So I don't think it's more about what their brain and how they operate on a whiteboard more so than just their measurables.
I wanted to ask you because I think Trinidad Chambliss is the next Johnny Manziel. I just don't think it's going to work. Where if you had to put a draft grade on Chambliss, what draft grade would you give him? Like what round?
I think I did a full grade on Chambliss, and it turned out for my grading system a 77, which is a mid to high 3rd round grade. So you're talking about pick like 65 to 75.
Okay.
Which means he's going to go in the 2nd round. Like
Cleveland.
you know, that'd be crazy. I don't know. And that's just based on the tape. That's not anything character, injury related, anything like that. He is a bit of an older prospect, so that would probably negatively affect him. He's been begging to go back to school, which probably negatively affects him for some teams. So I wouldn't take him at 44, but he's probably not going to be there at 103 if you're just talking like Jets specifically.
I know we don't have a third rounder, but if you were going to take one quarterback from the third round on, a dart throw, outside of not one of our top 44 picks, but a later round quarterback, who would it be?
Probably Garrett Nussmeier, because again, you're betting on the brain. But I will say I would like Taylor Green. I think he's really fun. He's really fun.
Do you want any tape on him? He sucked though. He sucked at Boise State and he sucked at Arkansas. I didn't do any tape on. I just like he wasn't.
Yeah,
good.
the Arkansas film isn't really great. I guess it was more so just like bias of being there in person and watching him compared to the other 5 guys at the Senior Bowl, and none of those other guys really stood out to me. I think it was Sawyer Robinson, Cole Payton, Diego Pavia, Taylor Green, Garrett Nussmeier, and Luke Altmaier. So yeah, I would say Taylor Green stood out to me the most, but I would take one of him or Garrett Nussmeier if I had to take a swing. That's why I'm like more of the like pro camp of go take Ty Simpson. And because I think the drop off from Simpson to I guess Chambliss or Nussmeier, who are my 3 and 4, is just it's too much. It's like over a round difference.
That's why Moore should have went in this draft. I don't think Moore wanted to play for the Jets or the Rays. So I was like, I'll just go back to school.
It's hard to say, definitively. But I mean, if he truly thinks he can develop at Oregon better than holding a clipboard in the NFL, then I trust that decision as well.
I still think at the end of that process, after all you do all the tape and you get to the end, as long as there's nothing, we know there's nothing bad about Mendoza, but as long as there's nothing bad character-wise about Moore, I think he would have went 1-1. I think like the upside in him is so much higher than Mendoza. Yeah. And I really didn't see anything bad other than he didn't play much. Like I didn't see anything bad in Moore.
He's 3 years, I think 2.5, 3 years younger than Mendoza. Yeah. He's got not a similar frame because Mendoza still got the weight, but like he's got a frame that you can add 8 to 12 pounds to, play at 6'3", 215 to 222, and he can give you a lot of good stuff out of the pocket. So yeah, if Moore was in this draft, that would be like for me an easy pick at number 2. It would be Dante Moore, which again is why I'm not, trying to poo-poo Ty Simpson, because I had Dante Moore and then a small gap to Ty Simpson, who is like in a tier of his own as a tier B. And then tier C is like the Chambliss and Nussmeiers. But again, they're like fringe top 75 guys for me.
If Simpson was taken there at 16, would you take him?
Yes. I would trade up for him, Gary. I would trade up.
You would trade up? Okay, so
if
Chase
I knew
Daniel likes him a lot too. So you're not alone. Like, there are people who like
likes him.
Chase Daniel.
Yeah. If the Rams were going to take him at 13, I would trade up with the Cowboys at 12.
Okay. Yeah. What would you like? You'd give him 33 and 12?
I'd try to give him 44 and 16 because it's still a slight overpay. On points alone, 16 and 44 is worth the number 8 pick in the draft. It's a bit of an overpay to get to 12. But when you're going up for the quarterback, it's worth the swing, and it's really only 1 pick. So I know a lot of people hate that take, but I would trade up 4 picks for Ty. I wouldn't go trade up to 8 for Ty Simpson, right? I would do that for Mekhi Lemon or Carnell Tate, but I would trade up to like 12 to jump the Rams.
The last thing I wanted to touch on was that guy, I forget who it was. He's wearing the Alabama sweatshirt,
Ralphie.
The hoodie.
Yeah.
Ralphie. I forgot Caleb Downs played for Alabama. I totally forgot. It was only 2 years ago. I totally forgot he came. Yeah. But he's right. Caleb Downs in safety position, it's not viewed as a premium position, so it's not paid like one. But like, isn't safety in today's NFL where everything's over the middle, isn't it kind of a premium position? Like, I always view it as one, but it's not paid as one, so it's not drafted as one. But like in reality, the importance of it on the field, like, isn't safety kind of a premium position?
Only if you have an elite one who could do multiple things. Now, Gary, great call, but I do have some actual breaking news.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Trinidad Chambliss has been granted a 6th season of eligibility by a state court judge in Mississippi.
Wow.
He's going back to school, so cross him off the board, Jet fans, as a possible quarterback option. Trinidad Chambliss, we've never seen a man wanting to stay in school, quite like he has attempted to, and he won his appeal. So there you go. Trinidad Chambliss back to school for another year.
The only thing I have to say is, did you see the clip of Joe Judge in the process, in like the court process today that came out?
I saw something going viral about Joe Judge. I didn't watch the full thing.
He said something like, if you have a child in the middle of your football season, you still have to be a good football player. I'm like, what does this have to do with Trinidad Chambliss? I was so confused by Joe Judge. And I remember at one point there were rumors that Joe Judge was going to come to the Jets, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, Trinidad Chambliss off the list. He goes into next year's database officially. And Garrett Nussmeier, congratulations. By default, you are quarterback 3 in this 2-ish quarterback class.
Man. What a year to have the number 2 pick, huh?
Dude. 2021, 2026. I have the same exact feelings. You didn't get the guy. And that's not to say Mendoza's like a perfect prospect, but he at least gives you way more confidence than
I mean,
Ty Simpson. Did you really?
In San Fran, he was walking by our table. I go, Fernando, we love you. He goes, love you too, man. I was like, I love you.
You pulled the Jeremy on Jeff Ulbrich at the Senior Bowl.
Exactly that.
That's great.
He's
I'm glad
awesome.
he loves us too.
What a man. Great. I wish the camera was rolling for that moment. Super chat here. A couple calls left. I'm counting raffle names. So truly, this is your last chance if you want in on the Armand Membu helmet. Just hit the join button and sign up. Get yourself a raffle ticket that way. Become a channel member. Thank you to David. His super chat says, Dylan, is there a tight end in this draft class that is a high-level blocking prospect along the lines of Georgia Tech's Jackson Hawes, who was in last year's draft? Hawes ended up being drafted by the Bills in round 5.
I have not done a ton of work on any of the non-Senior Bowl tight ends, and that is just like bare minimum exposure that week of Mobile to the guys. And quite frankly, I'm not looking at the tight ends that week for their blocking abilities. So I don't have a definitive answer here. I will have to do more research and get back to you, David D. I'm sorry you wasted $10 to ask me that question, but I will get back to you. I promise. Because I did want Jackson Hawes last year. And the fact that he was there in the 5th round, like I think on your show, I was even saying I would have taken him with the Malachi Moore pick. But that being said, we do need one. And maybe if we can get somebody like Darnell Washington for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? We just have their tight ends coach now. Give me like the hulking tight end. Like I want that guy because Jeremy Ruckert is a fine blocker, but he's not really great.
Ladies and gentlemen, home stretch of calls. On the line right now is a man who goes by the name Purple Belt Mike.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yo, I wanted to know your opinion on that receiver that lit it up. That was like gonna be an undrafted free agent, but might be like a day 2 guy. What was his name? Tyron Montgomery or something like that?
Oh, D3
yes.
guy?
Yeah.
John Carroll. He was great at the Senior Bowl, DT.
And he was unreal. Yeah. So like based on what you saw and like what he put out there, even though he's a D3 guy, do you think that he elevated himself, like they're saying, to like a 2nd round pick?
I don't think a 2nd round pick. If he was a UDFA going into that week, I would say he's probably a 4th or 5th round guy. That being said, he was not invited to the combine. And usually that's a good barometer of like, okay, maybe teams aren't totally in love with you. That's not always the case. And I'm hoping that, Tyron Montgomery still has a draftable grade for a lot of people. But 5'11", 190, he had really good separation skills that week of practice. Obviously, John Carroll film is like impossible to find, so I won't be watching all 22. But I think 2nd is too rich. I would say like a 4th or 5th rounder, anywhere from pick, and it's going to be a huge range, so forgive me. Probably pick 100 to pick 150. I could see him going because Senior Bowl guys get elevated, but I was a little confused why he didn't get a combine invite.
I fall in love with the player every year. This guy's a Amon-Ra. We got to get him. Get him.
I like it.
This is this year's Amon-Ra.
I like it.
If it's the 4th round pick, our 4th round is what, 103?
103, and then we don't pick until 175 and 178.
All right,
As of
103
today.
on this kid. 103 on him.
Yeah.
Let's take it. Let's do it. If
That's
he's
when
going
you
to be
can-
there,
that's when
why
you-
not?
Yeah, that's when you start taking swings on guys that perhaps you feel differently than most of the other teams. There's going to be teams that like him. But again, 5'11", 190, there's going to be teams that don't like him also. So, yeah, I'm cool with it starting in the 4th round.
We took a swing on Arian Smith. That sucked. Let's take a swing on this guy.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. I would
Take a
say
swing.
he could probably be better than Arian Smith, like stylistically for what the offense needs, because I feel like AD Mitchell has kind of become that like taller stretch the field threat, whereas like Arian Wilson is like he's like only a gadget guy. Like Tyron Montgomery is a good route runner too, so I would definitely like that. But then they're probably not re-signing Mechie, right? You're probably bringing in a Montgomery to do the Mechie stuff.
Coaching. It's coaching.
Like, what do you mean?
Because he can do it. It's just coaching. That's all it is.
Just coaching, man. That's why Arian Smith had 7 catches after Glenn chided the media.
Yeah, I wanted to ask PBM if he knew where John Carroll was located, but I'm sure there you go. Do you know where John Carroll University is located?
No idea. I never even heard of it until the combine.
I'll give you 3 guesses of a state.
Okay.
What are your 3 guesses?
West Virginia.
No. You're close though.
States. Trying to think. I was thinking in like that region. So like Pennsylvania.
You're getting a little warmer. Go west.
New Jersey?
No, go west. I'll give you one more. Go west.
Nah, I hate this game.
Ohio.
Good job.
Ohio.
I would have went south more.
Jeff fans getting a little crazy.
PBM getting a little crazy.
I did that with Richie at the Senior Bowl. I was like, "Do you know where it is?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "I'll give you a couple guesses." And then after like 3 or 4 guesses, I was like, "It's a 4-letter state." And he says, "Iowa." I'm like, "Damn it! I didn't even think about Iowa as a 4-letter state."
Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, Philly Noodles. And then we have a Dave Brigger call to get into before we get to the raffle. Hello, Philly.
Yo, what's going on?
Cuzzo.
What's up, man?
What up?
So, real quick, well, first off, if Brigger's coming on, he's going to talk about some religious stuff with Gary and and Beast. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like a sermon. Speaking of Tyron Montgomery, if when Richie was breaking down everything and he was breaking down his his visit with him and him talking with him, and I saw another breakdown with him on YouTube. He's probably going to get drafted by who has a connection with him. There was like a whole coaching staff where the John Carroll guys, they filled a lot of dudes go to John Carroll execs and everything. I think it was the 49ers or something like that. He's going to end up where he knows best to fit, where people know him really well is what I think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. But you are right.
Yeah.
There is a coaching staff that has 2 or 3 guys. I'm trying to pull it up. Nick Caley with the Houston Texans. There's a bunch of Nick
Caserio
guys.
went to John Carroll,
Yes.
and their special teams coordinator, whose name is escaping me, is also
Frank
a John
Ross.
Carroll guy. Yeah, and Frank Ross was a receiver, and Montgomery broke all of Ross's records at John Carroll.
Oh, so he's off their board. If he broke all the coaches' records, there's no way he's going to be like, yes, let's draft this guy.
That and Houston has so many receivers. Plus they're getting Tank Dell back.
They do.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they got.
But no, I do like the connection there because it would be a good fit.
Yeah, so he'll go somewhere like that where I swear there was another team they mentioned where there's somebody in the building already. I think it's out west somewhere, but. The Amon-Ra St. Brown comp, that's kind of funny from him. I don't think he's polished enough in route running to compare him like that, but it is what it is. And he can't block probably as well as Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a tough dude. So I was just thinking in my mind, what's going on with Reich and what he likes and his fit. I really do see them possibly taking a swing on Simpson, but you have to bring in a veteran. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, if it kind of works out somehow, let's say they win magically 6 to 7 games, he keeps his job, a quarterback looks pretty good, Simpson coming out looks decent, they can just load the hell out of offense on next year. They can pick, another inside lineman if they want. They could pick a top-tier tight end. No offense to Mason Taylor. They could take another receiver. They could take a running back, whatever the best option is. There's 1,000 different options if somehow they can make Simpson work a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Have some proof to himself. Or they can just swing our quarterback again. But I think Simpson at 2 is too rich, obviously. But do we sleep on the fact that if Simpson's going to climb boards and have a good combine, that he doesn't get drafted before 16?
There's a good chance that he's gone at 16. I think he's going to kill the pre-draft process. Son of a coach, he's gonna kill all the interviews and stuff.
Yep.
He's not going to be like a crazy athlete. Like he's not going to jump out of the gym or run out of the gym or anything like that. But if he passes during the combine, I don't know what his health status is with the core injuries that he's got. If he throws at the combine, he's going to surprise people.
Atlanta have no pick, right? Because they're part of that trade with the Rams, right?
Rams have,
and they won't have the
13
player
now.
they use that pick on either.
I'm saying, man, I could see Stefanski like, I need a quarterback, and he's like, let's get Simpson. I can make something out of him. I mean, you make something out of Baker Mayfield. You can make something out of anything.
I mean, he had 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks this year, Shador and Joe Flacco.
That's why I was interested that that the Falcons are going to release Kirk Cousins and, do that. Like, are they going to try to get him back? I don't know. It's tough. Like, is Kevin Stefanski going to Mike LaFleur, right? Like, what is Mike LaFleur going to do in Arizona? Is he going to get rid of Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett and leave himself with the Jets all over again?
Here's my prediction. Malik Willis to Arizona.
I do like that. Yeah, no, I really do like that. It's better than people have floated out on Twitter saying Aaron Rodgers now because Nate Hackett. I'm like, he doesn't want to work with another LaFleur. Like, come on. We saw what happened with Matt. And why would he leave Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh to go to Mike LaFleur and Nate Hackett in Arizona? Like, it just that doesn't make, in a way tougher division too. Arizona was a 3-win team. All the other teams made the playoffs with 11+ wins.
Yeah,
in their division.
They're
Like,
going to
that's
swing
crazy.
on Willis because think about it. It's the same offense. LaFleur is going to call the same offense his brother called for Willis and Green Bay.
Yeah, that would have been like just like with the Jets. Like, take a guy from their system back then too. Yeah, 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the raffle, we'll bring on our raffle master of ceremony, Big Daddy Cool, formerly known as Beast Breaker. We say hello right now to today's closer, a man who is revered in this community, a guy who deserves your utmost respect at all times. One punch, Dave Brigger.
He thinks that Gorman needs to get a freaking job. This cowboy hates to see us maniacs complain. What they call him, one punch Brigger. You need to get a job. What they call him, one punch Brigger. The beast is on his ass. They call him one punch Brigger. Has anyone seen Dean Mack? They call him one punch Brigger. He'll only need one, yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello, Dave.
How are you, Dave?
How's everybody tonight?
Doing well.
Big win by USA Hockey today, Dave.
Well, I'm sort of been Yo Holmes told me there was a game today. I'm sort of disgusted away after that Super Bowl halftime show and what's going on with the whole world as far as sports go. So I haven't been paying too much attention. But here's what I have to say about Jason. Okay,
Jason,
aka known as the Beast. Okay, you know,
Big Daddy Cool, if you will.
Yeah, well, whatever you want to call him. His name is Jason. All right. Listen, I want to tell you guys something. He's a very fragile person. And, I've been working with him. I've sent him materials. And I don't appreciate Gary coming in and trying to hit him over the head with the Bible. Listen, he's a challenged guy. He's got a long way to go. And, he's got difficulties. All right? So this isn't the place to beat him over the head with the scriptures and call him this. He's, and I tell him he just has to relax. Don't use vulgar language, but it doesn't go very far. So whatever you could do with him, just try to be work with this fellow. I mean, it's not my position to try to defend him or try, but I've taught people, and we've taken people off the streets, and it takes a long time to work with people sometimes. So I don't appreciate Gary trying to ask him what books of the Bible he knows or not, because he's got a long way to go. All right. That's all I have to say about Jason. Okay. Just don't try to beat him over the head or anything like that. He's a fragile person. I hope that's understood by Gary. If you want to work with a guy, try to work with the person. Don't beat him over the head with the scriptures. And I appreciate Gary's stance with And this is not and I know this is not a venue as Philly Noodles said this. I don't come and try to preach religion because That's not what I do. I try to enjoy the show as it is. But when I see the guy getting abused for what, for his, his abilities in life, it's not right. It's just not right. So you guys got to take a little bit more, a different stance with this fellow.
Now, Dave,
it's not my position. I just don't like that. Does somebody come on and beat him over the head with the Bible?
What was your take on the Pennsylvania Bible in particular?
The Pennsylvania, was that black? I mean, there's no such thing. I don't know who even wrote that into Pennsylvania. What is that supposed to mean?
He said he got his Bible from
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, I sent him scriptures. I sent him things. I sent him materials. He does, you have to understand he's coming from a limited basis here. You have to understand that, guys.
Well, I guess I'll speak just on my personal experience with this whole Bible thing. He picked up the Bible and started yelling that it was better than my Bible, even though he and I have read the exact same number of words out of each Bible. That's where I had the big issue. I could care less.
When was this?
10 minutes before Gary got on.
Oh, he was saying what? I wasn't watching.
He said that his Bible, and that's where the Pennsylvania thing came in. He said that his Bible was meant more because it was from Pennsylvania than my Bible in the closet, even though he and I have never read the Bible, and his was better.
Well, he doesn't. I mean, that's a ridiculous statement.
But I'm just saying from my perspective.
So you can understand where he's coming from, right? You understand that? Dylan, do you understand where he's coming from?
No.
You don't understand it. He's got limited abilities.
Oh, from his mentality perspective.
I'm not saying his mentality, whatever problems, whatever it is. I'm not I can't diagnose Beast. You know what I mean?
I thought you were asking if I can understand his perspective about the Bible.
No.
I can understand Jason from the person that he is and how we have to respond and react to it. Yeah.
He's a fragile guy. You're dealing with. You get it, Dylan. You get it.
Yes, I do. But I was just speaking on the Bible part of it because I thought it was kind of crazy that somebody's Bible could be better than somebody else's Bible.
There's only one. There's one Bible. It's different. Yes. It's written in different languages. It's different.
And
versions.
the Pennsylvania
There's
edition,
no such thing as a there's new King James version. There's no New American Standard.
I prefer the North Dakota version personally.
Yeah, well. Jake, on this show, there probably is a North Dakota version.
It could be whatever you want it to be, Dave.
No, but you understand, Jake, you get it, right?
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
You get it. He's a fragile guy, And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with Gator, but he's turned upside down tonight. So you just got to work with him, man. Just give him, we know what he's. Hey, since he first day came in, I mean, I argued with him,
That's where you got the nickname One Punch.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I have to, I use it. And you know what? As far as Gary goes, he never got the upper hand on me. So he's a little prideful there. He never got the upper hand on me, and he knows it.
It all started, Dave, with BMAC. You said you dropped him with one punch, and then you knocked out Beast as a 15 seed, and as Maniac Madness, One Punch Day Brigger was born.
Well, sometimes, like the guy that I really had to use that punch out, we became good friends, And sometimes you got to knock somebody out
to make them come to their senses.
This means this age. See that big B? That means the big bad Bruins from the 70s. That's where I learned a one punch. We like to knock out a lot of Rangers. As a matter of fact, I hate the Rangers. I despise the Rangers. I despise them with a passion.
I'm with you there. Love it.
But anyway, just take it easy on this man. Take it easy on him, everybody. And we're working with him. I can only do so much. So, Gary, if you're one thing you could do for Jason, just pray for him and don't beat him over the head. That's my message to Gary. Okay? Jake, it's always good speaking to you. Dylan, hopefully we meet up again.
Absolutely.
Any place but Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago. I hate that city.
Yeah, then we have to see Jason. And all of his fragility.
No, well, that I'd like to see him meet him, but I don't want to be going on the street to get and catch any strays,
I gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, One Punch. Day Brigger.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Brigger. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Brigger. His claim is not true. They call him One Punch
Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe what we have here on the line. This can't be real. Bobby Beasley has returned.
No way.
Kidding me? Am I live?
You're
Yeah,
live,
you are.
Beasley. What happened to you? I
Goddamn
thought
right.
Beast eliminated your
Yeah,
ass.
it's great to be back on here, Jake. I appreciate the time. How have you been, man?
I don't know, Beasley. I don't know if I should be interacting
I'm
with
not really
you.
getting any audio here.
Beast says you're no good.
Oh, he probably can't hear us.
You're in the hole, Beasley.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on.
You're in the hole.
No place for me. No place for a man like me, I'll tell you that. I'm going to the hole. All I want is my time to speak here.
I'll listen briefly.
I can wait. Tomorrow morning, I plan on blowing fucking the Beast Breaker out of the water. I've got a bombshell that'll set everybody back on their access. I need everybody to hear this. I just want some time here.
Beasley, this is God. You speak when spoken to.
Unbelievable.
So, Bobby, you're saying that there's a report, that there will be a report? Uh-oh, Jake put himself in the hole. Did we lose Bobby on the way?
He just left.
He dropped
I don't know
out.
what happened to him.
Well, we got a report that there will be a report. I love
Man.
those. I love those.
Bobby Beasley. Back.
Yeah, all Brigger had to say was he's fragile, and Bobby Beasley's like, now's my time.
We haven't heard from Beasley in a long time, man. Since
boy.
Beast defeated him last year.
Is that how it went? Beast defeated Beasley.
I
slayed
believe
the
so.
dragon. He
Beast,
slayed the
I know
dragon.
you're still there. There he is. Beast.
I'm going to be moving to another show, and I think it's time for me to leave.
You're going to be moving to another show.
It's time for me to leave.
What show are you moving to?
Somewhere where I don't need to put up with him because he's nothing more than, you want to see how much damage?
He's in the hole.
I'll show you some damage that he's. You see this? He caused me to have this. He also caused me to have this.
What is
What?
what is it?
What is that?
Hearing aids.
What?
This right here, you know how much this is? Over $1,000.
Lidocaine patches?
I had to
don't
put
think
it on my
so.
ribs because the panic attacks, he caused me to have those.
Panic attacks lead to something in your ribs.
Super stress. Super stress.
$1,000 piece. How many lidocaine patches did you buy?
Beast heart rate.
I had that paid through from my insurance.
$1,000. $1,000 for.
So as of tonight, I'm going to talk to my sponsors, and I will be moving from this unorthodox telecast and moving it to another telecast where it's best for me and my health and my conditions, because I want nothing to do with a low-life imbecile.
So you're leaving this show to go call into a different show because a guy who hasn't called in 8 months just called in for the first time?
First of all, the guy's a scam artist.
Okay.
He's a liar.
Whoever sold you lidocaine patches for $1,000 is a scam artist.
My insurance took care of that. I have insurance.
CVS
I have
lidocaine
county
patches are $11.49. Beast. What are we talking
I'm sorry,
about?
that was over $1,000 that they paid for. Maybe you need to take a look around. My insurance takes care of everything. Thank you.
There he is. There that son of a bitch is.
What are you doing, man?
That's
what are you doing, Beast? Calm down.
I've had enough. That's it.
Just put on a lidocaine patch and relax.
Go read the Pennsylvania Bible.
I'm going to put him, as Arn Anderson once said, he wants to put me in a
Nobody
hospital.
cares
I'm
what
gonna send
whoever
his ass to
Anderson
war.
said. Relax.
Jason
Beasley can't do anything to you.
Arn Anderson once said these words. You
I
wanna
don't care
send
what
me
he
to the
said.
hospital? I'm going to abracadabra.
Want to see a
That's
magic
crazy.
trick? Jeez.
I'm sorry, Brigger. We tried, but that's crazy. That's crazy. I've been doing this show, Jake, for almost a whole year. This is the craziest one.
Big fella says, "Let me talk to Beast." I mean, he kind of
Big fella, you might need to call his private line to talk to him. That's crazy. Yo, what is this? It's February 12th.
It's gonna be a wild off season.
We're not gonna make it to September. We're not even gonna make it to preseason. Jesus,
Unbelievable.
Jason
Beasley, what have you done?
I haven't done a thing wrong here. But just to give you a little bit of a teaser for tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what kind of trouble this guy's in. Tomorrow, I'm going to expose Beast for who he is, who he truly is. I'm going to let you know what kind of list this man's on.
Oh, God. You're on the Epstein list. Beast isn't. You are.
I'm going to give you guys the entire rundown tomorrow morning.
You were on the island with Steve Tisch, allegedly.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Sounds like reflection. That sounds like a whole lot of reflection. I've got files to back up everything that I'm saying right now. And I'm going to drop the bomb on the Beast Breaker tomorrow morning.
The only thing you are, Beasley, is you're in the hole.
That you're going to give me my time to speak. I'm going to expose him for the fraud that he is.
The only fraud here is you, Beasley. You're in the hole.
That's not true, and you know it, Jake.
You're a fraud, Beasley. We're Team Beast Breaker on this show.
Pew, pew, pew. Abracadabra.
Unbelievable. What a turn of events this has been. The return of Beasley.
I'm Team Beasley.
Are you?
100%. I just want to know what he knows, even if it's not true. I just want to hear what he has to say.
Interesting. Where'd Big Fella go? He dropped off the line.
I'm not going to trust him for everything he says, but I just want to hear what he has to say. He said he has all this evidence, but then he didn't say any of it, so it's kind of sad.
Unbelievable. Well, I don't have Beast to throw to the raffle. So, Dylan, would you like to do the honors to get us going here?
Can I have your voice changer? That'd be cool.
Unfortunately, it doesn't apply to the guest. Oh, hold on. And know what? I do have a big fella here. Big fella. Go ahead.
Hey, man. That was a little too much, Jason. A little.
A little.
I mean, come on, dude. You know. And Beasley, you're a piece of shit, bro. Picking on a fucking guy. Honestly, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I'm Team Beast. Dylan's Team Beasley. Yell at Dylan.
I'm not gonna yell at Dylan. I like Dylan. But but seriously, bro. I mean, I'm gonna expose Beast. Bro, Beast, we all know Beast lies. He lies. We take it as entertainment. Okay? For you to give this guy panic attacks and to drive him over the wall like that shows you have no compassion or anything, and you're just a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not talking about you, Dylan.
No, I know you're talking about Beasley, but I agree with that. Like, you have to have a little bit of empathy with who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean, look, you want to go on and say, oh, he was on Epstein's Island or whatever the fuck you want to say. It's so stupid, bro. You know, you haven't called in 8 months. Shut the fuck up.
He was putting together an evidence portfolio, big fella.
What?
He was putting together the evidence.
Meanwhile, this guy Beasley, he's the one who got caught banging somebody at a fair in fucking wherever the hell he lives and got locked up.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in the news. When he called in the first time, everybody was like looking up shit and stuff, and yeah, he's the guy who did that. So he's a real class act, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, you know, look, Beast has issues. Brigger's totally right. Okay, we need to take a little bit of compassion, have a little bit of empathy. Okay, we all know he tells tall tales. He talks in friggin' wrestling lingo. All right. But he has been a Jet fan. Okay, I don't know how long he's been a Jet fan, but he is a Jet fan. Okay, and he loves the community, even though the community gives him tons of shit. So all I'm saying is,
how come he doesn't respect me as his god, though, big fella?
I love this thing, bro. I actually love this AI god thing. I was crying laughing before.
I am God, and he has no respect for me, big fella.
Exactly. Listen, we all have respect for God, bro. Everybody has respect for God, and we have respect for everybody here. Okay, but we don't need a guy who's giving an autistic guy panic attacks a second at a time. I'm on this thing, babe.
I'm on this thing.
I'm defending a guy named Beast Breaker's honor online on a Jet YouTube show.
I'm trying to counsel my friend from Chicago. All right.
She's probably like, yeah, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
And pretty much. Apparently, with my theme song, I do sleep by myself. So
it's true.
But that's all I'm saying. Give a little compassion. He doesn't have it easy. Gorman doesn't have it easy. Those guys don't have it easy, but they provide entertainment for us. And all I'm saying is, have a little empathy, and that's it. I'm not saying don't bust balls. Bust balls, but when it gets too serious, that's when you got to dial it back a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Having Beast as one of your clients, how do you feel about brandishing a firearm and $1,000 lidocaine patches?
We all know those patches do not cost that much.
1% of that much.
That exactly. Like I said, he embellishes, but that whole gun thing, Beast, you got to cut. You got to cut the shit with that. I'm glad that thing wasn't real.
Yeah.
But he still needs a lot of work, and I'm trying to work with him. Brigger's trying to work with him. And he has made improvements since we first met him. So I'm looking forward to see what else can come of it. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. Beast, calm your ass down, and don't worry about tomorrow, because the Asmaniacs, most of us have your back. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good night. Fuck Bobby Beasley, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
big fella.
The big fella.
Bim boom me, bim boom boom bop, bim boom bop, bim boom bop, bim boom me, bim boom bop.
Well said by the big fella. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for the Asmaniac raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
And here we go. Let's go.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Someone's going to win an Armand Membu signed helmet. I want to thank everyone who entered today's raffle. Across both the shows, combine the entries for a bigger prize. And now we spin the wheel. Who shall win? We find out right now. The winner is Carlos Dalmo. Los, you're the winner. Let's go. Jet fans going crazy.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Carlos is the winner. Carlos, send me an email, asmanjake@gmail.com. And the Armand Membu helmet is yours. Congrats to Los. What a show for the ages. Dylan, plug your channel before we get out of here.
Yes, sir. Dylan Tereman on YouTube, as you see on the bottom here. We're approaching 1,600 subscribers. There is a little bit of Derek Carr news, if I can spoil real quick. He said he clarified some internet rumors. One, he has to be healthy. Two, the team must have a real shot at the Super Bowl. Sorry, Jets fans that wanted Derek Carr. He will not be coming to New York. But subscribe to the channel. Dylan Tereman down here. We have the Dylan Tereman Football Show, which is also audio-only format as Believe in Jets, BLEAV. And then we also have Draft Talk with DT, where I do a ton of mock drafts, mock off seasons, big board reveals, and things of that nature. So tons of videos on the channel pretty much every day, if not every other day. So at Dylan Tereman, just as you see it right here on the bottom.
Derek Carr could say they got to have a chance at the Super Bowl, but the Jets are like, here's money, a starting spot, and you're the only, this is your only chance to be the clear starter. And watch how quickly he comes out if possible. So we will see. Anyway, go subscribe to Dylan. He does a great job helping get the 2K so he can keep growing and growing. What a show this has been. The return of Beasley, Beast going crazy. Dave Brigger going to the defense of Beast. The call at the end there with Big Fella. And then, oh, yeah, we have a huge Gary and Black Gypsy Rumble in the cards for tomorrow. So, man, there is a lot that is happening. And we'll break it down tomorrow. Who knows where we're going to go on a Friday. Raffle will be in the morning. So we'll talk to you then. For Dylan Tereman, my name is Jake Asman saying go Jets, and we'll talk to you soon.
How about we might as well be on a cyclone in Brooklyn on the boardwalk, because this is how the game's going. Up and down, up and down. Can we get off already? Can we get off?
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go Jets.